and finally the back spawns roll through. That took 100 Thieves a long time to get it, but they got it.
Got it. Another problem you've got to deal with now is Sim. He's in the back line as well. Looking towards the new hard point. Oh my word. Ships passing the night. Joe Deceived just got to bring him down. Sim, oh my. He somehow finds Joe! Oh, no. That is unbelievable work from Sim. A 3 spree from him, and the hard point in the hands of FaZe.
Yeah, one of the most talented Call of Duty players of all time. A play like that is absolutely just a momentum shift. That was all 4 players, by the way, for 100 Thieves that were there for the back spawns fight. Sim, yeah, the Shredder.
Oh, yeah, Shredder. Making 100 Thieves look like turtles there of the mutant and teenage variety. 35 seconds to go on this hard point, and FaZe, you've managed to fight your way forward, Thieves. One more wave of kills. They get themselves in there. The crossfire is on, though. FaZe, so far, wonderful work. Ghosty managing to bring down a lot there. Still the numbers going the way of Atlanta. Another hard point hold, and EWC, he has absolutely woken up today. Beautiful shots, oh my! Nasty gets away with his life, Simp in the point. And with all that said and done, there's 13 seconds of hard point time here for the Thieves.
And something I like to see as well, I don't know if it was a Hill-specific thing or if Kremp picked it up off the ground, but he starts off 3 and 9 finally with the MCW, gets an extra couple kills, so slows the pace down, gets a little bit of kills flowing his way. And again, Kremp sort of the man I am eyeing on the side of 100 Thieves. Can't let the nerves get to you.
I know, this is the thing. The desk touched upon it. The Pucky said keep an eye out for Kremp, and he's not wrong, but 5 and 11 right now is not what you want to be. One of the most explosive players in this lobby. And so far, he's been very quiet indeed. Over the 100-point mark we go now for Atlanta FaZe. And lovely shots there from Ghosty. Relieves some of the pressure there on the hard point. Kremp there on the back end. This might be the momentum shift that 100 Thieves need.
Yeah, and clearly it's the MCW adjustment that he is making as well. So now 2 hills in a row. He's had it, but you make the adjustment, and FaZe is just FaZe. So, yeah, there's a 4-man wipe, a 50-point lead that is only going to be extended. And obviously, if you're paying attention to the kills column, EWC right now having a fantastic performance at 20 and 8, and even selling on a 4.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Everyone doing their part there in the hard point also. EWC 20 and 8, 53 plus seconds now as well. Draza can't win the big one there against Kremp, and okay. Over to Sim, trying to find the entry through the other side of the hard point. Thieves on the left-hand side of the minimap. Sim waiting for the go button, waiting for his teammates, and here we have it. Red dots are on the minimap. It's time to get this party started. Look at this movement. Sim, what a win! Unbelievable stuff from the Phenom.
He's just in the mix as well. He just had 3 different players looking at him, and he just opens up the floodgates for his team. But Kremp does have a nice response. A little 3 spree to get back in the mix, but in spite of the chaos that's rolling through, kills getting exchanged, and funnily enough, it is 100 Thieves that come out on top.
Do indeed. Well, 30 seconds left on P1 now. Second set, FaZe still with a solid advantage. EWC 24 and 9. Here comes number 25. Oh no, Joe gets him this time round. Less than 20 seconds remaining on the point chance, and again, it's the slaying power from FaZe, keeping them well and truly afloat.
I mean, slaying power from FaZe or slaying power from EWC? Yeah, 24 kills, yeah, and he's getting shut down, so maybe Thieves starting to get the ball rolling just a little bit, but obviously a long way to go. They have the rotation towards new, they have Draza stunned out, but even when he got him stunned out, he finds a way to make that impact.
Does indeed. Well, it's a couple of sweet kills there now from FaZe. From the Kremp. Oh, he does get the entry, traded immediately. Good stuff there from the members of Atlanta FaZe. Full control of the middle of the map. One decent break here, though, from the Thieves. Lots of time to be had. EWC, though, oh my word. He spotted the entire play out now. It's a matter of seconds, oh dear, before things get messy.
Well, that's just to clear out P1. You just got to make your way towards the time. Selling a difficult player to actually root out, but 0 time wasted. Double chow coming through, and maybe more important for 100 Thieves, you have the left side spawns as well, but they're going to have to chain a couple hills together, and obviously the second you get control of the hill, you just feel like Atlanta FaZe might strip it right back.
They're trying. Joe Deceives in the hill. Can't win it there. Teamwork once again from FaZe. Nasty. Bringing what he can now to the hard point. Lovely win again. 3 dead there for FaZe. They're on the back foot now. Right-hand side of the minimap. Foot race is on. Joe Deceives, first man in the point. Reinforcements in the form of Ghosty through the middle of the map now as FaZe, like rolling thunder across Vista. They find all the kills.
Yeah, this is the moment though for 100 Thieves. You need to slow the pace down. You got the left side spawns, potential for back-to-back hills, but Ghosty gets caught, Kremp gets caught. Now Joe Deceives on the back line. Doesn't even have the hill time. Atlanta FaZe don't waste any time. They straight up run you over.
Run them down, run them over, run them through, my word. Well, EWC has slowed down somewhat. That 27 and 14 is still a very impressive stat line. It's the hard point time as well, though. 120 and climbing, contest, cleaned up. Simp on the trade. 1 man left in, and Nasty wins it. So for a second or two, you've got the advantage, but FaZe once again on the trade. for Spree for Cell.
Yeah, Thieves, though, I just lost in the sauce, right? You just have Atlanta FaZe sort of pushing that pace in moments where they have to stabilize, get some trades. L Trigger win the gunfight, just getting caught completely off guard. So Atlanta FaZe right now taking him to task, and even though you end up losing the scrap time, guys like Simp have been rearing and ready in position for this next set of gunfights, and you see the kill feed already being lit up. Atlanta FaZe in full control.
Full control. Once again, the hard point rotations are all theirs. We saw the stats from the pro season so far, fantastic. We still have a streak to work with as well for Abizi. Let's find out how that goes. In the meantime, it's a lovely shots there out of the members of 100 Thieves, and Abizi wins another sensational gunfight. Ghosty inside the hard point, trying to stay alive, and there's another break for FaZe. They're in such good form. Let's go for a listen in.
Kind of messed with the live stream earlier. I had the optic live stream up and ended it by accident, then I just re-upped it. But I got the optic live stream on my channel. So.
They're working around again. I full right. Hey, this is a game. Joe's on bar. Joe's on bar.
Nothing left. No, listen, nothing left.
What's close? Get ready to help P1. P1, I'm dead.
I'm on mid, bro. He's wait. I spawn blue. I'm starting your shot out.
Joe, low time. Nice, two. That's it. Spawning tower, burger.
I think they're spawning fucking burger.
He's top scav, Stan.
Hey, he's still there.
Let's
get in turn. Mid. I'm sorry, Joe. Two behind them. I can kill one. Cat two. He's our side time. I'm a streak.
Catch up. I hit with it.
One's our catwalker in our P1. 2 P1, 3 P1, 2 P1. I'm gonna kill the guy shots. I'm gonna kill the guy low time. Dead. One more in P1.
P1. One shot down. Behind the desk. Don't let them hop in hill.
Understood.
Nice.
Oh, top.
Pretty sure you.
Nice. I'm staying down.
I'm
one shot though.
Listen, everyone get
I need it. I have shot.
I'm
one shot. I'm absolutely.
Well, another brilliant listening there from Atlanta FaZe. A little bit chaotic, chance, hard to understand at times, but for these boys, it doesn't
Y'all
seem to be a
chat.
problem.
Y'all got FaZe or 100
And
Thieves?
FaZe are in, selling him on the flank. He may have just won the game for his team.
Yeah, well, you know, comms aside, the natural chem out of control between these players. And now you got 3 players swarming around the time. And I like to play from Abizi on the mini-map as well. Cut off, kill towards the middle of the map. So everything nice and secure. The question is, Tyler, can you get the 40 bomb? And I know the answer. Yes,
maybe.
He'll get it.
He's got 10 seconds to make it happen. His boys are still on the point, and the break is good.
Just for 40.
The break is good. Abizi, kill number 40. No, doesn't get it. Hardpoint, though, still in the hands of 100 Thieves, finding their kills all over the place. Another one from Ghosty. This game is not over yet. We have seen so many comeback shots on this map. Yeah, it is not over yet.
It's just for the 40, though. We're just getting Abizi 40. That's all it is.
Can Abizi get the 40th? Not yet. Time ticking away. And there's number 40. Now the hard point in the hands of Atlanta FaZe on the rotation. Still pressure through the middle of the map. Cut down. 5 seconds for the win. Nasty Ghosty Krem off spawn. Nobody there. Nobody able to make it happen. FaZe strike first.
That's all it is, Miles. You got Abizi going on a tear like that. He had 36 before the second to last hill pops the moment he got his 40th. Clean 4-man wipe as soon as that rotation pops in. Atlanta FaZe and Abizi especially setting pace.
Absolutely setting pace. 40 and 23. That man, disgusting. Great play from Abizi. 100 Thieves left a little shocked there, a little stunned. They came out a little bit too slow, I think, Chance. And a map like this, it's very, very easy for things to get away from you. A lot of capability for the comeback there. It's a small map. The submachine gun players loving themselves. But damn, FaZe just doing exactly what you would expect of them.
You know, there's 200 gunfights that take place on this map over the course of it, but if you're trying to boil it down to the most important moment, it is that rotation from P3 to P4, where Thieves had all 4 players alive. It is only a Simp that is behind you, but unfortunately, Simp, the superpowers get activated, and he pops a 3-piece that is utterly devastating. So if not for that moment, we quite literally have a neck-and-neck battle towards the end, but it's not just the high IQ plays or the slang from Abizi, it's also the hill time. Tyler literally did everything.
Really did do everything there. Great looks here in the highlights A lot of Abizi, a lot of Simp. We saw some good plays all round. 100 Thieves, not to be too, not to be dismissed whatsoever. They still had a very, very good run there against a hot team here on Vista, but much to be desired when it comes to that pace. We'll see if they can keep that pace going again. This is the peak of their season so far. Actually, for many of their careers as well. Great performance at Champs, and they're riding it through now towards EWC. Can they keep it going against FaZe? Because again, the implications for this group now, Chance, and where they go and who they play next, absolutely massive.
Yeah, anything could happen. There's still chaos, but you're almost expecting it between either Toronto or Boston. And of course, you never know. Challengers team can make the impact. A lot of Call of Duty left to be played, but certainly if you had your choice, you want to avoid Toronto Ultra at all costs, at least in round number 1. So Atlanta FaZe just starting their journey off right. And I know they're happy for it. Sim talked about it yesterday of like didn't exactly get warmed up before map 1, sort of swinging his feet on the main stage. Had to take a second to get locked in. Atlanta FaZe make the adjustments day 1 over day 2. They start off just fine.
They're super focused. Super focused indeed. We heard the interview with Ghosty and Ian Chambers just before the match started, talking about how they're a good team. FaZe are absolutely expected to be brilliant, and you have to give them your A game. And it will be a good match. That is what goes without saying. But right now for FaZe, smiles for Abizi as he finds his 40th kill as the end of the match just walks over. But he and Sim, it's just another day in the office. 6-star S&D coming up in a moment, and we have Invasion Control. Should we go the distance though, Chance? The second sub-base of the day, and an Invasion S&D. But right now we're going to go to 6-star. We're going to talk about that S&D, and I think for both teams, a very, very good look for them. I think they're going to be happy to play it. FaZe, traditionally, great Search and Destroy.
Some of the best Search and Destroy players of all time. Draza doesn't yet have that sort of accolade, but he is the biggest grinder as well. So he's played this map more than anybody else. So, you have high expectations on that front. On the flip side for 100 Thieves, we watched them lose like a heartbreaking round 11 to Miami Heretics earlier on this season. When you lose a round 11 like that, you talk about this map over and over and over. It stains in the back of your mind, and they're going to be focused up as well. You bring out the goods for a tournament like this. Got to be on your A game on 6-star, and especially so with the new dynamic. No smoke's going to be used on this map, so the retakes have to be a little bit extra. The amount of sort of like B Street flanks that we have seen so far have already been bonkers in Atlanta FaZe. Don't want to deal with any flanks. Spread the map, playing for picks.
Absolutely. Opening hit now from FaZe. There's a lot of men towards the B side of the map, and the bomb though waiting in the wings at A. We'll see if anyone makes enough noise to warrant the bomb being planted. And Krem, wow, takes full initiative, finds himself the first. The trades are on, and now it's a 3v3.
And still though, Atlanta FaZe have, well, now finally leaning over towards this B site. So really it's an information game. Nasty should be the first player on Thieves to get any intel, unless you go mid, in which case it is actually going to be Joe Deceives. So Atlanta FaZe, even on the mini-map, tough to read. And what does he do as soon as he gets the intel, backs down? And what does Selim do? Swimming through the water. An easy picks, but at least you get the trades.
Nasty absolutely sends it. Joe tagged up. There's enough suppression there from Sim to allow the bomb to make it in on towards the B-bomb site. In this 2v2, for the most part, Ghosty not too much involved. But now, oh my, we're going to go all around the world. What a win from Abizi. Makes it a 2v1, but they don't have a clue where Ghosty is.
That would be the father, Ghosty, trying to get redemption for the fallen son.
Fallen son. We'll think about that in a moment. 15 seconds. Smooth moves. Oh, and that's it. If you managed to catch him on the cross there from the bomb, it would have been ideal, but now a very difficult position to be in for Ghosty.
Yeah, and he only has information on Abizi as well. Hasn't spotted out Simp in quite some time, so he's got to be worried about the flank, and he keeps going back to check it, but it's all guns forward.
All guns forward. Sim, on the right-hand side, you have to bring down the Terrors. And I love the attempt there from Ghosty. Tries to find his way through a blind spot. The timing as Abizi, like a little metronome, he really was dancing back and forth. He found a very, very small window, but not quite enough there from Ghosty. What a first round that was.
And there wasn't even a hint of a mistake in that 2 versus 1, right? I mean, the metronome call is absolutely perfect. Sim doesn't flinch at any given moment. No overcommitment. So, yeah, perfect S&D played in that round on the side of Atlanta FaZe. Even just the trades that are rolling through. Selim is calling out like, hey, there's a guy on the other side of Tiki Bar on me. I need the help immediately, but where the first blood comes, trades instantaneous. That, honest to God, kind of the gunfight that wins the round. Abizi reduced to 12 HP. That's 11 more than he needed.
And they didn't necessarily play it as a team, but we'll find out if the trades are more on point in this round, round 2. Thieves on attack, and they are going for it. Over by A, stun connects. Oh, player spotted out on a BZ, lying in wait. Might get him in a moment. Enough noise has been made. Sends it forward. Ball finds another, but a nade. Oh, a team kill. And now it's a 1v1. Kremp Sim. And here comes the hit. Oh! Somehow, some way, Chris Lair walks away with it.
God, that Renetti is so fine. And yeah, you talk about the longest duo ever. They just get to laugh about the Kobe he dropped on him. But that's tough for Kremp. Kremp literally makes the perfect play in that moment, but it's the slide instant sort of snap from the hip fire transition at ADS. The Renetti is built different in this game.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, that kind of round certainly helps. A big mistake, the first mistake we may see, or the only, in this map. And immediately FaZe make up for it. Heavy hit now towards A. There's a lot of bodies over here. Trophies in play as well now, so the nades might not be as effective. Kremp, he's gone down low. Abizi's gone straight up to the site, finds himself one, and Simp now in a bit of trouble. A slower hit there from Kremp doesn't work out. He's brought down, and Joe gone. 3-0.
6-star is dark and full of tears. You just can't stop him. You get the first trade, and before you can think about the sort of transition to the next gunfight, Simp just drops you. And again, the coordination, everything perfect. Selling watching the hop up. I mean, Kremp tried to say anything you can do, I can do better. Not the case. Two-time world champ.
Two-time. Dos.
All of, well,
No, selling.
7 rings. There you go.
That's a lot of rings. No rings there on the side.
6 rings?
Of
Can I count?
Thieves.
6. 6 on 6-star. There you go.
There you go. 6 on 6-star. 5-0 for Sim. He's looking for his 6th on 6-star to get himself a cruise missile. We'll find out how that goes in a moment. But there's a 2-man stack here on the top side of the balcony, and Sim might be able to get both. Whoa, nice shots there. Kremp walking away with it. A lot of damage dealt. Draza trying to capitalize. Gets at least one. Look at that second.
Oh.
The Alaskan Assassin lives up to the name.
Yeah, there's the good comms from Simp as well. As soon as he sees who's in the feed, nope, the other guy's one shot, and Draza, that is pure trust in his heart.
This might be a
pure
6-0.
trust. Well, Selim had his back. Those Atlanta FaZe members crawling around each other. Have fun with this one, Ghosty.
Yeah, but that's it. Can't check it all. Too many members of FaZe. And Draza feeling good about that one. That 2-piece on the inside of Bar. So much damage dealt by Simp in the opening attack. Gets the trades and some.
Poor Joe, he looks so sad.
Stressed.
Overwhelmed.
Underappreciated.
That's true. I love Joe. He's a great kid.
Fan of Joe. You should check out his Steam page profile, guys. It's something special.
But not if you're in the crowd. Focusing up right now.
You guys are watching, be sure to leave a like and
well. Again, Draza just gets
subscribe,
the
because I'm gonna probably be doing. I'm gonna do day 3 tomorrow.
One shot as well. On point with it in Atlanta FaZe. All the confidence in the world. 3 players straight towards this A site.
Now that nade's not going to find anyone, and that is a good thing for FaZe. That means they can set up. That means they can plant the bomb fast, and that means they can get ready for the attack now from 100 Thieves. But they know the play's coming. Here comes Abizi trying to fight his way forward. He's going to be stunned, and that's a problem. It's a 2-2 split here on the counter-attack for the Thieves. Can they make this retake work without any smokes?
Well, the 2 players working the flank as well. Simp is going to be that frontline man. Unless you take the deep route, in which case maybe Selim you can bump into. But if they're going around all the way, look at Sim. Already read the pressure, made the adjustment.
He can get them both from here if he's fast enough. 25 seconds. 1. Wow, Kremp finds a way somehow. Abizi gets his on the other side of the map, so now it's a war on one front.
Yeah, it's easily going to be a
Selim,
6-0.
The dagger in the back, and FaZe,
Most 100 Thieves can get this.
unbelievably dangerous
comeback,
round of
I
search
doubt
and
it.
destroy.
And just like those fist bumps we saw on the main stage, perfectly coordinated in and out of game. These guys are on fire, and if you let Simp, if you just give him a moment to calculate the situation, he's going to make the right play 10 out of 10 times. So he executes on the one front, and then the other duo, Abizi and Draza on the flip side. Well, Abizi got both the kills, but Draza there for the assists. And by the way, if you want to keep track of it at home, 100 Thieves combined have 3 assists so far in this map, and on the side of Atlanta FaZe, they're up to 9. So the coordination and teamwork right now is bonkers from Atlanta.
Some people think they're bonkers, but right now it feels pretty free.
And also the descendant, maybe the guy who picked up the torch for Octane, doing his best impression.
Fast plant. As Dan Ghosty might be joining a very, very particular club, unless he can find a kill in this round. Simp over by the middle of the map. Trophy system will save the day there. Who's that upstairs?
Oh, no.
Causing problems.
Oh, no.
And the fight continues. Ghosty out like a light. FaZe march forward now.
I'd run too. 22 seconds over the 44. This is an insane amount of time, which is none to work with for this defuse.
Uh-oh, here we go. Jump straight on it. I absolutely
Yo,
love
if
it.
he
You've
gets
overwhelmed the
this,
bomb site. There's nobody home whatsoever.
there's
Not a
four
chance.
right
Not
there,
a hope.
so.
Oh, no.
That's 6-0.
It is
That's crazy.
over. And FaZe, not a bang, not even a whimper. It's a defuse, and it's a
2-0 FaZe.
6-0.
6-0 on 6-star in Atlanta. FaZe just love the donut donation to members of the
This might be easy
Thieves.
3-0.
Stealing away nothing on map number 2.
Not a thing. Unbelievable. They took everything from the Thieves there, and it's going to take more than a regain to survive in this series now. Shane, the coach there for the 100 Thieves, has a tough job here.
Yo,
to get
Nate's
their
has to be
heads
so
out of
upset.
that map and into the next one as soon as possible. FaZe showing us all how it's done in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, that's it be like that sometimes. Don't worry about it, boys. Goldfish memory and move on to the control. And I think now that we have one donut on board, I've never wanted to see a game 5 more for that potential redemption. But funnily enough, even on the first blood front, balanced across the board, but it is the assist, I think, that really tell the story of this game. 3 on the side of 100 Thieves, and quick math, 12 for Atlanta. Whew. They are simply built different in a BZ. I mean, you know, if he had more rounds to work with, he could have broken the record, but 8
Damn,
kills,
Ghosty dropped to
8
0 and
KD.
6.
You'll take it after the 40 bomb.
Don't
We,
know.
sort of something we noticed earlier on in the series, or in the map rather, it was again
if
the
they wanna-
slight
if they
disconnect
wanna bring it
from
back,
the members
Ghost's
of
gotta
the
do
Thieves. They
something.
weren't exactly hitting the trade, they weren't exactly shooting the same targets together. And then to see that stat line in the end is absolutely spellbinding. FaZe, every single chance they had, whether it was the opening attacks, whether it was the clutch moments and hits like this, Simp, wicked work. Abizi in the next round, immediately into the fray. Just brilliant work all across the board. Teamwork, the name of the game, and Atlanta FaZe walking away with a big win.
And I will beat the hell out of this dead horse. We need, you know, Sam LaRue. He's James Franco looking across and just like, hey, man, first time? Don't worry, man. I've been there. It's okay. Maybe a ring or a first place is the light at the end of this tunnel.
But don't even forget, I mean, you keep going up the ladder there in the Thieves, you find
God,
courage.
FaZe
you
keep
got
playing like
donuts, and
this,
I mean,
it could be an
you've
optic
got to brand off
FaZe
for that donut. I mean, come on, man. All these guys.
ending.
Not Nate Shot, though. S&D mastermind.
That's what I'm talking about.
One of the best S&D players of all
Set you
time.
up so
Legend.
good. Set you up good for that. I hope Matt's watching. I mean, it might not be watching after
I
this.
won't
He
count
might be
any other
posting in the
teams out
bathroom with
because-
a handgun again. But we'll find out what happens.
I didn't watch
because
day
we've got
one,
ourselves
so
a
I don't know how the other
fantastic
ones are playing
opportunity
by
for the
now.
bounce back. Control
FaZe
on
are
the
just
other side of the
destroying
break.
them,
Again,
and Optic
Thieves,
1-3-1. So
plenty of time to regain there. That's Shane's job. Right now, the job of FaZe is just to keep on marching.
Always a pleasure casting with you, Miles Ross. How much fun that is.
We went full federal on me, folks. Invasion, as we will go all in on this next one. Sub-ace, hardpoint, and an invasion S&D. And go
wow.
further. What, sub-ace? Yeah,
We
second on the
had,
day?
yeah, second one on the day. We didn't even have a single one at Champs, and I think at Major 4 we saw
Control
the map maybe a
invasion,
single
sub-base
time. So
hardpoint,
2 sub-bases in one
invasions,
tournament. That's
S&D.
a snowy treat.
We heard Study talking about it as well, that the spawns are a little bit squirrely, and that's why we haven't exactly been looking at it
I'm glad
too
we're
much,
seeing
but
another map.
Here we go,
Sub-base
folks. A
is
quick
not
look
many
at the
people
FaZe
playing.
dugout. I would love to
Sub-base.
know what is on that board. 0!
No, Draza.
Okay, it's all happening. in
Wait,
there.
is that a gritty?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be listening to Gersh about anything. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. And on that note, folks, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. FaZe know what they're doing. We know what we're doing. And in this break, get yourself a drink. Get yourself something to eat. And we'll be right back to play Invasion Control.
some reason on the last live stream, of Optic live stream, if you see the game, it's like, it shows 2003 game. I don't know why it does that.
Welcome back, friends. It's time to get into map number 3. Miles and Chance here to get you through it. We're going to Invasion, and we're playing Control. And right now, it's not a good day to be a member of 100 Thieves, especially here in Riyadh, because they are getting bodied so far. Not a great look for them, but they've got an opportunity to bounce back here, mate.
Not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and by God, do I want a Game 5. Anytime there is a double donut opportunity, I will be feeding for it, because one of the most unique things in Call of Duty history, it is a short list of players that can attain it, and literally only world champs have that accolade, but obviously a long way to go before we can even have the possibility of getting there. Control before us.
Control before us, though. We are almost ready to get that lobby up and at the ready. We saw the FaZe dugout for a brief moment there before the break, and if you were able to read the board, you know it was a big joke, because the boys in game absolutely got the job done. This is the head-to-head, though. Joe Deceives and Kremp, both members of 100 Thieves. This is what we want to be seeing, big stuff out of Kremp in map number 1. This is how the boys have looked in Control so far, Chance. So dangerous in the sample size we have from yesterday.
Absolutely super solid performance that we had, and I think, again, Kremp sort of that player to pay attention to in map number 1. Had a bit of a slow start. Turns out it's a very close game. Now the guns are hot. Now there's no excuses. The comms are flowing as well. So the competitive juices at an all-time high, looking for that bounce back in Invasion, a map where things can be very much slowed down. However, at BZ, I don't know if it's possible to slow him down. You'll do what you can, but right now he is just having an electric series.
It really is. That first map was something special. 40 in the first map, 8 and 1, I believe, in the Search and Destroy. We'll see what he can bring here on Invasion. I think the Invasion Control's a very good example, Chance, of a pace setter where you can't just go the whole time. You have to know when to pump the brakes. You have to know when to play, you know, a corner, play your life a bit more sensibly, and then when it's time to go, you have to send it all the way. We'll find out who gets that. For FaZe, we've seen them do it so many times. Thieves, they're such a young squad, but at times they really do look like vets. We'll find out if they can have that special sauce. Bring it all back. Because we're still waiting to find out the result of the other match taking place in their group as we take a look at the stats.
And the stats, obviously, for paying attention to for Atlanta FaZe, diabolical. Best team on the attack, best team on defense. The record is clinically absurd. We had a pretty long stretch in the year where 100 Thieves, they won maybe 22 or 23 defenses in a row, and still Atlanta FaZe overall have the better percentage there. So obviously an incredibly destructive team, but it is a map about the moments. Sometimes it's an extra tick that you accumulate on offense that can literally be the difference maker. Sometimes Atlanta FaZe just blows you out of the water. You got to be very careful. But again, Shane, newfound head coach, he's leveled up his game. Can his team do the same?
I love this sort of the ability to walk up and down is very different. Typically these players are locked to one end of the stage, but being able to march around like this, I hope it gives Shane that little bit of extra oomph that they need. FaZe on the other side, listening to Coach Crowder. In the S&D, they bring out Tupac Thug Lord, but this time round, we're playing Control.
It's just an unbelievable game attack. A fantastic S&D player.
Fantastic, outstanding S&D player. But
Horrible
that's it.
game attack.
The fist bumps are out, folks.
Well,
you know what that means.
It's balance, though. It's about the balance. You also have RJ the Sloth Bear. So for every negative gamer tag you have one of the best.
One of the all-time gamer tags. We'll find out, though, who finds the win here on Control. Map 3 and match point for Atlanta FaZe.
You know, anyone that thinks they're good at Call of Duty should have to play the coaching staff of Atlanta.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Honestly.
Honestly, good luck with that. Between Crowder, I mean, Crowder alone Not even including S&D. That's a good,
All
that's
right,
a
game
strong
3.
coaching staff in and out of game.
Could
In the
be the
game we
last-
now go, though, 100 Thieves playing for their lives here in the series. And so far, so good.
This is going to be fantastic.
See if
And again,
Ghosty
you
can
talked
get a
about
kill.
how sort of a difficult map to really apply a lot of pace. Well, certainly for working those B zone hits, you get a little bit more freedom to work with. So draws to that front line man, absolutely the ability, free roam, play for kills.
Top broken, we call this. A power position in its own right. Lovely shots. Top blue, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Finds himself at least one, trying to keep the life count even for now and trying to keep that streak moving. Joe Deceives brings him down, and a couple of nice kills here for the Thieves on defense, trying to buy back that real estate. One doorway at a time here in Invasion, fighting towards the zone.
Yeah, Thieves are just sort of hoping that there's a mistake made by Atlanta, maybe an opportunity to get a 3 or 4 down and force them back in their spawn. But Atlanta FaZe, not exactly that team. Nasty trying to pierce the setup, draws it there to meet him. 2 men on the point, and Kremp, the second you get a kill, no time wasted before the trade rolls through. B zone nearly secured. It'll be an additional minute to the clock, but Ghosty Joe Deceives actually find the
it's
big
3 down for
kills. And
FaZe.
there's the 3 down there looking
4 down.
Now you put him back in the spawn.
Okay, well, Draza's trophy certainly put a stop to all of that fun. But back over to B, they're trying to go. Another big hit here. Trophies at the ready now as the Thieves desperately trying to move into position. Shots at range from Draza. A stun grenade who might be able to push him over the edge there. 30-odd seconds to go. They should be able to stop the clock. Waiting for Nasty on the pinch. Trades now going through. My word. And the Thieves are holding it together.
That is such good timing from Nasty as well. They were worried about him on the flank, and Nasty's able to give you 2 through dark, and he's keeping middle map under
Yeah, you gotta
control
go for
as
B
well.
now, so you got
Nasty, a
15
man on a
seconds.
mission.
15 seconds to go. We're in the red. Nasty keeping mid-map safe.
Yeah, I
Here
don't
comes
know. I
another
think
one from FaZe. They've
Thieves
got one
got
more
this round.
chance. One more chance here, and I don't think it's going to happen. Number 4 can't get it done. Nasty finds another big one. 4 spree, 6 and 2.
That's a good run on
What an
100
answer there
Thieves.
on Invasion.
Yeah, that is phenomenal work. I mean, so close to actually having that B zone captured. It was Joe Deceives and Ghosty, I believe, that working from a back blue, back treehouse as well. Thought Atlanta FaZe had the point secured, but forced off of it for a brief moment. In the second you go 3 down, Thieves waste absolutely no time. So we talked about how this is a map where the smallest of margins can get you that defense for around 5. Sometimes it is the extra tick on offense you secure, or if you do it the opposite direction on defense and stop them from getting a zone, 100 Thieves an advantage already in this map.
Absolutely brilliant. What will they do with this advantage? Will they squander it, or will they turn it into another round win? Attack now, 400 Thieves. Shots from Joe. Wins a big one there against Abizi. He has slowed down, certainly, since that Vista hardpoint, even since the 6-star S&D. Simpno not missing a beat. Lovely 2 there. Makes that attack very quiet.
Yeah, patricide from one end, and of course the double kill and
Nice try to
headshot
get that
multiplier there from Simp on the other. But both Ghosty and Nasty on a 4 spree. Either one of them and both would love to get a cruise.
Look at his shoulders from
What's up,
Abizi.
chat?
Nice shots from Nasty. Just trying to maintain position while his teammate Joe Deceives gets the capture. It's Celium though. He makes his way forward. He stops the objective play. Nice work of Beezy. Streak dead.
Both of them as well. Ghosty loses his gunfight, and while Nasty, instead of playing for the objective, he was playing for the kills. They can't get either.
I love the 8-player perspective here. The world's finest in Riyadh going at it here at the Esports World Cup. Over to Abizi, controlling what we call dark, this little cut, this avenue of attack towards the middle of the map. The Drasus
It's
Renetti
2
won't
down.
find anything. Over towards the A side of the map we go. Simp, if he wins this, it's huge. One man on the capture there towards the A zone, and FaZe going for it.
Yeah, this has just opened the floodgates over to B, though. You see number 5 and number 8 on the mini-map. They know that you're not expecting to get the A zone in this moment. Kremp really just wants to buy time and drag all that pressure that direction, so no tick secured. But the better news, if you
Should be
capture
B.
B, you do have the leg up on Atlanta and
halfway
extra
on the
minute
first
to work
tick
with.
on it.
1:30 on the clock to attack this A site.
Absolutely. Well, 100 Thieves statistically and in the round count. Lovely shots from Joe. Have the advantage, maintaining it right now. Beautiful work, Joe Deceives. What a life he's having. It's a 3 spree, and it's big kills all over the place. Kremp, meantime, he cuts the absolute halfway line of that Atlanta FaZe squad.
was
Another big
insane.
win. This is a huge momentum shift.
That tracking is phenomenal through the wall, but now you're getting picked apart from different angles. Celium gives you one, and Draza has been living on the bridge. And Krem's basically just been waiting for reinforcements. He has done a wonderful job of staying alive and waiting for the boys, but the boys haven't helped him
Oh, this
out.
tracing is
Continues.
crazy.
Maybe you got the red boxes on.
He's got them red boxes on. He's looking good. We're not
Yeah,
talking
somebody
about his
check his
underwear.
PC.
Whoa, nearly wins it onto a BZ, but no, 45 seconds to go. 100 Thieves have battled fantastically to try to get close to that zone, but FaZe, you see the red arrows on the minimap. You see how sound
Yeah, I think
they are
FaZe got
defensively.
this round.
Not going
They're
to be
up
easy to
6
get out of
lives,
this
and they
one.
got
They
them
are
in
winning the fight on
in
the
the
top
trap.
side of the map. Ghosty, doing what you can in the feed.
30 seconds, though, is just not enough time. You're going to have to make this push.
you
Well
got him in the
orchestrated,
trap.
coordinated. You got 2 in the feed. This could be your moment.
3 down,
That's
3
3 down.
down. Thieves making their way forward. They've got an open space to play here. Joe Thieves has got to be the bodyguard now. Don't let anyone get too close to the zone. Shots are good. He's dancing and diving. Celian finds his, and the zone is open. 15 to go. Kremp, all on you.
And the 3 down, and
Yeah,
nobody
that's
can
round 1
find
for
it.
FaZe.
One of those moments, indecisive.
1-1.
Do we want to go for the spawners? How are we going to play it? It takes you a second to figure it out, and that is
100
simply
Thieves
not
can do
enough
what they did
time,
last
so Atlanta
round. They
FaZe
can-
clutch up.
They
However,
can go up 2-1
still
right
a
now.
small advantage in the game for 100 Thieves because of that first defensive round.
First defensive round and at least 3 segments. We'll see how this one goes, but a tense moment there for 100 Thieves. Again, a very young team, statistically the youngest team in the tournament.
Is that true?
Shh.
I was about to say, I think you're right for
I
the
think
12 teams I have knowledge
I am
of.
certainly, I think I'm absolutely correct there. But the point was, these boys, their backs are against the wall in a big way here. Can they pull out a win on Control?
Great shots as well.
crazy.
Right now, Atlanta FaZe, their biggest problem is just death through the wall.
Death through the wall, indeed. Well, here we go. In this defensive round, let's go for a listen in with the Thieves.
One second, I'm with you.
Red pillars, still one shot.
Car. Let's go. In shot, I'm with you.
One's out next, one's close up, close up, close up.
I've realized, we're dead.
Nice, one broken on us.
Okay.
Low nest, easy, just lagging out.
I'm going back to round 5. He's on a
front nest, front nest.
red.
Where'd he go, Joe?
Live
He's front nest, like front low nest, front low nest.
You easy.
Where?
They get red pillars.
I'll see him red.
I think he's
Red really weak. Got a streak. One's fountain wall sim. Alright, left. We do not make control now.
Yo, he found wall dead.
Nice shot. Both players got shots. On the point. That's fast. That's happening fast.
I got some.
Got one. Got two.
One close. I had one. One B.
On the point, I can't. On the point, we could be.
Jump past.
On the point, one shot.
B for FaZe.
Dark and B take. Yes.
He tanked dead.
One might hit dark or red probably. I think we're dark.
No, to the right. Listen, one went nest, one's got nest.
Yeah, the right.
2 on the right. They're already there.
I'm looking That's been one shot.
I'm
Front blue sim.
From blue,
I'm trying.
Deli, PC dead.
He's in blue. Alright, I didn't know. Nice job.
I'm out left.
Missing cell.
I'll see them in tank. I hear them. Missing cell.
I'm up on street. I'm up bridge. Okay.
On me right.
I'll see you dark.
PC
I'm on the left.
I didn't dark. He's coming back to you.
You're gonna go red then.
And Deli, 100%. I just saw. I got one shot.
Oh, that could have been good.
Side Deli to front Deli.
Alright, front Deli, absolute mid tank. Okay, hit through blue.
I got
Back with me. Josh, dead. He's mid tank. Mid tank cell.
Weak, top balcony. Yo, Ace and E and Balk, okay?
Where's Ace and you on street or what?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not gonna shoot.
Mid tank cell. Mid tank cell moving.
The cell, right?
Yeah, cell's mid tank. I don't see anything else. I search.
Oh,
deep left, and then
T1
nothing right there. I don't see him mid tank anymore. I don't see this guy. Let's go, Josh. One shot left take court. One shoot mid tank.
Running out the street. Sim, one shot. White car, really weak.
I've been toxic and, talked about Octane, but you got to acknowledge some of the best, if not the best comms in Call of Duty history. Ghosty, the predecessor, trying to deliver, but right now Atlanta FaZe is delivering the moment to get to this A zone.
They're in the zone. They're damaged, but they are still getting the capture. Now there's 2 of them in there. Kremp has got to find an opening, has to find an angle. Checks every corner. 3, 2, 1, has to send it. Big win, second man in. Manages to save the second segment, not the first. And Celium's spree continues. Whoa, Kremp!
Yo,
Nearly
Kremp.
another, but it's a 2-man stack. The play continues.
And this is gonna fly. This might be a guaranteed second tick. You're just praying for the round win.
They might get the round win as well. Cruz is gonna sting. Here it comes.
Oh, that's 2 for BZ.
No
That's 3
lives
down.
left for the Thieves.
And now for the Thieves, the most important thing is you're probably gonna need to die. If a single player falls, the other 2 need to go. You don't want to give up the extra tick unless you can pull off a miracle. Spartans, we stand.
Yeah, this is phases around right
The
now.
3 that remain. 25 seconds on the clock. Kremp looking to get at least 1. Can't get away with his life. Brought down. Over to Joe Thieves.
This is their Thermopylae.
Nades up. Will it connect? Nate's no good. It's all down to Joe in the zone, and that's
FaZe
it.
round.
FaZe take the lead.
And that finished the margins.
One more round and they win the match.
They had on that first defensive round has now collapsed.
Series.
You have lost a round of defense on Invasion. The pressure officially, at least as far as this map goes, at an all-time high.
All-time high here for 100 Thieves. A really tough spot to be in. A deep breath now for them, and they can get back into it. And there's still plenty of play for here. They won't be folding up their token just yet. Their key remains in their hands. 100 Thieves now have got to go big. FaZe on their attack forward.
Does FaZe have? Oh, that's what happened. Okay, so yeah, the stats feed crashed. A FaZe player technically spawned in, but got out of the game. So no funny business here. The only funny thing might be that A zone. 2 players from Thieves are going to be nearby.
Damaging the Ghosty, keeping the momentum alive and kicking. He's managed to make it there now. 2 men and a trophy. Holding on now. First segment gone. Here comes EWC. Can he get both? Absolutely not. Oh, the rattle of rounds through that concrete pillar. Second segment gone. Oh my word, great looks from the Thieves.
It's just Celium's the only player here that can stop it. And Celium playing slow, looking for the chow. You gotta get in there before they capture it.
Oh,
and
that's
can't get it done.
Oh my god, they stopped it.
But Celium buys you enough time. EWC, lightning pace there to stop that A zone.
It was a goal line save on the A zone. Trying to get towards B, and Draza says no thank you, boys. Oh, a bullet away from the 5th. 1 minute to play. Towards the B zone go the Thieves.
Celium had that just dialed in, the timing to perfection. Massive gunfight wins, and unfortunate for Thieves, maybe just need to turtle a tiny bit more on that zone, but those mistakes are in the past. Right now, we are turning our attention to this B zone. 4 players squaring up.
Here comes the capture. Lovely shots. As Celium just keeping those players back. The rest of FaZe fighting forward. Here comes EWC on the flank. Picks up.
It's 2 down. I think they're in the spawn
trap. We're in trouble
now.
The back line. 400 Thieves.
They've
got to fight their way forward now through Simp. This is where we saw Nasty in the first round go so big. Kremp finds an opener. Can they overwhelm Simp? They can't. Not yet. They gets 1. 25 seconds on the clock. Now the next player through the alleyway. Simp, pressure on. EWC finds his, and it's 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Ghost is going to have to make the play. He's got behind enemy lines. His teammates putting shots down on Celium. And, well, there's the gunfight win, but he's met by stun grenades. Now he's spinning in circles. So many directions to look, and the support not yet here.
Here they come, look. You bring down Cell. Oh, no. Draza's on the flank. Finds 1. He's been tagged up. 9 seconds to go. The contest. No, that might be game. Ghosty's got to try to save it. Sends 1 in.
That's
that could
game.
be it. It's over. Simps 2
FaZe
piece seals the deal. 3-1 in control. 3-0 in the series.
Atlanta FaZe, all about their business. They started out slow yesterday, dropped a single map, and since then they have figured their stuff out. 6 now in a row, and electric stuff to back it up. Domination on the Vista, on the Rio. Damn it, I tried to think about it too. No, it was Vista as well. Had it right.
Yeah, it was Vista.
Domination on the map 2, domination on the map 3, 601 6-star. You could not ask for anything more. Atlanta FaZe are in their bag.
They absolutely have come to Riyadh, and they are ripping through the competition. Not a tremendous surprise. FaZe took an early exit from this COD champs, and now they're mean.
Cloud9 next.
And they really want this win. Thieves are not out of the tournament yet. They have another lifeline. For Atlanta FaZe, confidence building, making their way closer and closer to the gold here at the Esports World Cup.
They are the teachers. If there is a hole in your gameplay, they will expose it with no time wasted. But again, this is all just a setup. Made your way towards that single elimination bracket in the final look at the stats. 100 Thieves, decent job keeping up in the kills column.
Draza, the 24
overall,
kills.
They played well. You just have that moment where you drop the ball on defense. And Atlanta FaZe, again, best team in the game on both attacking and defending rounds. How they love invasion control.
Keep going back over those few little moments. EWC's timing on the save towards the A zone. How many milliseconds Celium can buy. It just comes down to these tiny little nanoseconds and pixels that makes all the difference for FaZe. 100 Thieves, we'll see you later on in the tournament, but that was a deadly 3-0. FaZe. How far can they go? Plenty of big dogs still left in this tournament, but they are absolutely one of them.
And the flowers as well for like a Simp in the map 1, right? It was that play that he had on the Vista. I don't know, other people I think had this problem. Vista and Rio have nothing to do with each other. So confusing.
I do the same thing. Over to the stage though, Barney Beck's talking to our winners.
Welcome back to the main stage, where that is what Atlanta FaZe do. That's the Atlanta FaZe that we expect, and that is the Atlanta FaZe that we got. I've got the Alaskan Assassin with me. It is, of course, Draza. Dude, that opening map, that hard point, I think that the general theme backstage, as people were just saying that, you know, at least 2 of you always pop off. That's why your consistency is so amazing. But the synergy was there, and let's just face it, Abizi turned into John Wick in that map, right?
Yeah, honestly, Abizi dropped 40. He did everything there is to do. So huge shout out to him. He was trying all series, and he was definitely the MVP there.
And then we got to the 6-0 on 6-star. I mean, what an unbelievable performance from you guys. I mean, it just clicked, right? It just clicked, and it's got to feel good doing that to your old org as well, right?
Yeah. Now it feels good, obviously, LET's old org, but I just think when we're playing like that, no one's going to beat us, and I think Tyler that's probably the best he's ever played, and I think if he keeps that up, there's no way we're losing.
You walked past me backstage after that when you guys had a little break and you were like, why not? Why not? That's cool. And now this theme keeps coming up, this, you know, this redemption arc coming off the back of champs. Now, you know, it's looking good, right? Now going into tomorrow, we've been speaking about history being made, the first esports World Cup champions, you know, it's looking good. You feeling what I'm feeling?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel good. We're playing like that. I feel like the last 2 matches we had were actually perfect. So I think we got a really good chance of winning this. And if we're playing like that, like I said, no one's beating us.
You're also like a top seed coming out of this group as well. So like, is there anyone in particular that you want to face off against? You want to prove yourself against?
Obviously, I want to play Toronto. We haven't beat them on LAN yet. But yeah, the real tournament starts tomorrow, so.
Real tournament starts tomorrow. You heard it here first, Draza. Thanks so much for joining me over here on the main stage. What an amazing performance from you guys. And for now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Barney. And of course, come over to Call of Duty anytime you want, man. You are welcome here. Atlanta FaZe living up to the Atlanta hype that was missing on Championship Sunday back at Champs. Now we see them in that peak form once again. What happened in this series, Alley Cat?
It looked like the Atlanta FaZe we saw at the beginning of the season during the Pro League, where they were just taking over and beating everybody. I was surprised, though, to see the performance by Dan Ghosty. That was the most consistent player on this team throughout the entirety of the season, and he just could not get anything going.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about FaZe, this is the FaZe that we expect to see the entirety of tournaments. And if they're looking like this, they have a chance to win this whole thing. You know, you're talking about a Thieves team that was top 4 champs. They were ascending. They were unreal the last 2 months of this game, and they run into this series getting absolutely cooked. Abizi was a man on a mission. You heard it in an interview. He dropped 40 in that map. Also, almost 7,000 damage with an SMG in his
7,000 damage.
Goes into the search and destroy. And honestly, we're backstage talking about like how 6-star could be different, Chris. Study had a great point. Now that smokes aren't available on 6-star search, teams like Atlanta FaZe and Optic are having so much success. It takes a little bit of variation out of it, and you saw Abizi taking advantage.
Abizi, 1 death. That was at the hands of Chris Lair. The
could have been a triple there.
Taking him down. Incredible stuff from the dynamic duo, but it's the ARs that I loved watching.
Yeah, this was crazy right here. Just stop the time to get that kill.
With the M8. Did 100 Thieves just have a one-off match here? Were they just struggling in this one, or do you think this is a team to look out for? Maybe have concerns.
I feel like if we got that, definitely would have probably went to 2-2.
I do think this is an uncharacteristic loss for 100 Thieves. This is a team that was considered an underdog throughout the entirety of the season, are very good at this game. I do expect them to bounce back, but I also want to talk the other side of things. That Atlanta FaZe have taken this time to get better. You could see it in their gameplay. You could see it in the search and destroy. They are here to get their revenge.
Yeah, and you know, to that point, yeah, it is sort of a matchup thing. Now, they did have that Game 5 back at Major 2 where it was close. Outside of that match, it's 12-3 map count between these two organizations, right? So Thieves, every time they went up against Atlanta FaZe, at least online, it's been very, very tough. And now you see Atlanta FaZe once again getting the victory against them. So for Thieves, you go down, you're going to play Lore, you just got to bounce back.
Let's take a look here at our maps and modes. The final score is a 3-0. The closest game was that first hard point. And even that wasn't that close.
And this is not my favorite layout of maps either. I wasn't here for the pre-show, but to touch on it, that Vista, like, that is a map FaZe has been dominant at the entirety of this season, especially when it comes to comebacks. So even if you had a lead, they were very good at closing out should you allow them a P1 to P2 chain. So I think maybe some veto issues on the side of 100.
I think you just want to, if you're the opposition, you want FaZe to run as many ARs as possible. right? You want to take the SMGs out of Simp or Abizi's hands, and in this one, Avista, very tough.
Speaking of one of those two, I have a feeling they earned our Bravia MVP. Let's see who earns the honors this time around. It's Abe. Look at this handsome man.
Well, that's sweet.
Solid gold.
Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable, right? When he fries, they are dominant, especially in the search and destroys. And our production crew absolutely killing it, showcasing this man. He's unreal, one of the best of all.
Let's take a look at some of his best highlights. We've got so many of them from the hard points. Ali, I was most impressed by his search and destroy prowess. The First Blood God is back in the building.
I mean, he is known as the First Blood Demon for a reason. That is going to be Abe. And my favorite thing about him is he's always a good player. But Atlanta FaZe, when a BZ shooting like that, and Chris Lair doesn't have to put on an MVP performance, that is when they are most handedly winning and getting championships. He is certainly your player to watch on this squad, one of the deadliest on the trio.
Yeah, and I think when Atlanta FaZe, when they're at their best, we saw, obviously at Champs, they lost a lot of hard points between the Toronto and Cloud9 series. And when they're going for their breaks, they're a team that likes sometimes to be late on rotation, go for the break. He's the one spearheading it. And so when he's finding success, it's going to compound, right? You're going to just be winning that trade battle, going to eventually get into a favorable position. So he's the guy that you're looking at to be performing for them to make a deep run and get the championship.
Multiple 30 bombs in this series. You can see Simp, his duo, with 31 kills at that point in the game. Abe drops a 40 bomb. Ridiculous performance by the Tiny Terrors as they are ripping everyone up who takes them on stage. That is now a 6-0 run here in Riyadh. They played perfect in Group D, and they are now moving forward to our top 8.
Gonna play a funny spoiler here, though. We've seen Atlanta FaZe do this before, where they are dominating teams early in the weekend, but when it comes Sunday, something crazy always comes to fruition.
Excellence in action. You just witnessed it all. Presented by Bravia, Abizi, your match MVP. We asked everybody before this match, would Abizi win? I said no. I'm cheering for 100 Thieves.
So was I.
Jamil gave me the hopium. It's out the window. 100 Thieves.
I thought it'd be a closer match. 100
Atlanta
Thieves
FaZe moving forward into the fans. Get this one right. Yes, they did. 73% of them saw it coming.
Yeah, I can also safely say I probably saw that coming as well.
Well, I thought it'd be closer. I really did.
Yeah,
I mean, Thieves have looked good. Top 4 at Champs. The search was there. The hard point looked like they got so much better in Crimp and Joey D. We said it's been a matchup issue. I do think they go down and they beat Lore and they continue on in this tournament.
All right, so he's not counting out 100 Thieves yet, but let's catch you up with where we're at in the brackets. And I got a little spoiler in my ear. Hopefully we'll have all of the brackets to walk you through. Here in Group D, though, Atlanta FaZe outlasting 100 Thieves. They are powering through into our playoffs tomorrow. 100 Thieves not done yet today. They still have to face off against Arcitys and Lore Gaming. Do you like Nameless's pick here? Do you think 100 Thieves can battle against Lore easily?
I think they will definitely kind of tip the scale in fact of being the favorites in this matchup, but should it go to a Game 5, I am in no way surprised.
We had our big 4. That, of course, Optic Gaming, Atlanta FaZe, Subliners.
Cloud9 now,
it's
and
now Cloud9,
Toronto.
and the new branding not really helping them. Let's take a look
Cloud9
at this one.
and
They fall in 4.
Mates.
That's right, Vancouver Surge powering forward, which means Cloud9 is playing for their tournament life as they take on Bance and Gentlemates. That matchup is coming up next, Nameless.
And they already played them. We saw how that went, right? Hydra and Sib had an absolute blast. Gentlemates in desperation to figure out the hard point.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's day 2 of EWC for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and we are only halfway through the day. When we come back, it's time to send some teams home. Don't go anywhere. It's EWC.
Ooh, good throw.
Thank you. Getting better at this.
Yeah. That part was good.
I'm going to get the gym
I'm
back.
Johnson here at the Esports World Cup with Kismet of Cloud9 New York. I'm going to get used to that eventually. Welcome to Riyadh. Welcome to Saudi Arabia. How you doing?
Doing good. I like this place. It's been very welcoming. It's hot, but I'm enjoying it.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, mate. Speaking of hot New Jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Everything's changed.
We're
the subliners.
Blue. We still have the black a little bit, but we're now blue instead of yellow. So.
The blue looks cool. Has this changed anything for you as a player? I mean, has much changed since the
nothing crazy change. I mean, obviously like
Originally
ownership and stuff,
subliners,
but they've been
now
very welcoming.
Cloud9.
Obviously, New York has been very good at like the transition part, so it's been smooth. So feeling good.
A true professional, my man. This is the first time in a really, really long time that you get an event after Champs. You guys obviously didn't get the result you wanted at Champs. But what does it mean to you to sort of have a second life here in the MW3?
It feels good. It's definitely weird. I was talking to our like new Cloud9 player manager. It's like we've grown up with Champs being like our big tournament, and having one that's basically the same thing right after. It's a little weird, but I'm excited. I'm eager to play. New fans, new type of crowd, new city. I've never been here, so as a person and a player, I'm happy. So.
It's a really interesting opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I think exciting to add another accolade to the Call of Duty world.
Of course.
I mean, you've won championship ring now. What would it mean to win?
I mean, what is it considered? A big circle thing, like a Captain? Oh, not Captain America.
Like a shield.
Like a shield thing.
It's the huge trophy. I mean, it's
you get the.
It's a big gold trophy.
Okay.
I mean, there's a huge what you'll see at the venue, but it's
okay. Well, I want that too.
Absolutely, man. Well, you weren't quite yourself in the championship grand final. The Bulldog wasn't necessarily there. In MW2's grand final, you had a lot of fire. You had a lot to prove. What happened for you in that match?
I wouldn't say that like I was a different person per se. I mean, obviously the MW2 Champs finals, I had like a lot of personal, not like literal like beef, but it felt a lot like to want to win that tournament. Last year I still felt that, but it just I guess was shown differently. Obviously, like in the comms, I'm still giving the same kind of energy. I'm still giving the same kind of play calls. It just, I don't know. It was a different experience going in, and I felt like it was a very, rightfully so, like a hostile kind of environment, which like, you know, it's gonna happen when you play Optic. The crowds are insane. So it was fun, but it was also a lot on your shoulders, and just one of those tournaments that just wasn't meant for us that time. So just gotta win this one, hopefully.
Again, you've got a very unique chance to win this one. Let's go for a weird question.
Okay.
We'll come back to the serious stuff, but we'll go for a weird one first.
Weird one.
2v2 on Rust.
Okay.
You and Hydra take on the Terrors. Simp and Abisi. Submachine guns, snipes, what are we doing?
Okay, first off, if we go snipers, it's over. I've played Paco in snipers, and he's gross, so they don't stay. You can 1v2 him with that.
I'd say that. Snipers
as
for
far as submachine guns or ARs, whichever,
subs,
I mean,
it's probably FaZe.
not to start anything, but I mean, we do have their number lately, so.
This would actually be really good to watch. This would actually be amazing.
We can set it up. I'll do it.
What? All right. Well, we've got a little bit of time before Black Ops 6 comes out. Okay, back to the serious question.
That'd be fun to
Give
watch.
me the sort of Kismet elevator pitch. What do you bring to your team, and what makes you a valuable player?
I mean, I guess for me, as value goes, it's a hard thing for a lot of people to see what I do. A lot of times, if you would ask my teammates, they'd probably give you a different answer than what you see on the game. I try to go in a more of a methodical way of playing the game. I like to, you know, make sure my team is ready in like aspects of strats, to what other teams do, to that kind of thing. And I love doing like the roles of like just the dirty work. I like to be the kind of guy that just causes chaos for the other team, and sometimes that chaos might look like I'm starting the map 0-5, but those 5 deaths are setting up Paco to go 10-0. I think those are one of the things that's hard for a lot of people to see, because they look at it and they're like, oh, Kiz is horrible, drop him, this, that, like, and it's like, no, like, he's doing things that make sense in the game that just, it's how we play the game, it's what works for us. It's just what I do, you know? I try to make everybody good. It's what gives me dope, and you know.
There it is. I mean, I think that it sums it up perfectly. I mean, this is what I do. I make everybody look good. I mean, that is, I can't ask for more in a teammate. That's incredible. Anyone in this tournament you really want to play? You excited to play the Challengers teams, the Falcons?
Yes, I'm definitely excited for the Challengers teams, because I was Challengers and I came from that. I had a dark little road through that path, and so like anytime, I mean, I don't want them to beat me by any means. I want to smoke them, but I want to give them opportunity to showcase their ability and make, you know, their chance to become a pro. And then I think the other big team is just Optic. I mean, I want that rematch. I think that tournament, they played better than us.
That'd be a good rematch as well.
You know, their credit, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. I want to take it all back, so definitely
I'll
want to
pick either FaZe Optic, Cloud9 Optic.
Thank you so much, man.
Of course.
Optic's gonna win it.
That is Kismet and the Bulldog ready to take the stage once again. It's a rematch from yesterday as Cloud9 now faces Gentlemates for a spot in our top 8 and, of course, the single elimination playoffs. You lose here, though, Allie, your tournament ends. You're done.
Yeah, and your key gets crushed as well. And that's not something you want to watch happen if you're Gentlemates, but this is a tough pull from them. On one end, you've got some reps versus this team. You understand how they're going to play this weekend. On the other side, Cloud9, they've already beat you once. They're looking to do it a second time.
Now, the good news is Gentlemates knew they were going to play, right? They knew they were the third match of the day. They just had to find out who was it going to be. Was it going to be Vancouver or was it going to be Cloud9? The bad news for Gentlemates, Vance is saying, we always start a series down 2 maps. We can't win a hard point for the life of us. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be away 2-3-5, but like Neslo back in the day. We saw Gentlemates do it in their matchup, and now they have an opportunity to upset Cloud9 and move on in this tournament. Also, Cloud9 coming off of a loss where Skies and Kismet did not play great up against the Surge. So if there's any time you want to take down a team of this caliber, it is right now.
Let's take a look at the challengers. Gentlemates, Gotagazor coming in here and looking to put their opponents to sleep. We got Harry Denza, who played the best from the team in my eyes their first time around. Vance and Cobra, the player you said we need to keep eyes on.
Yeah, and you know, in their first matchup, we were really focused on Cobra to see what he was going to be able to do. Extremely slow start. They end up losing all the respawns, but in that 4th map, he got active, was the best performance on the team, and I'm expecting him to be comfortable second time around.
I don't watch
the problem is, though, you
so.
cannot start slow versus Cloud9. During the Pro League season, they were
see
one
how
of the
they
best
go
map 1
against
teams that we've
Cloud9.
had all year in the top 4. So for Gentlemates, they need to pull out a miracle here in this opening hardpoint.
I got see the vibes here, Ant. They're walking in. Vance leading the charge.
I got something for you here, Chris. Gentlemates have not lost a Search and Destroy so far.
That's
Back
the
to
outside
talk
venue.
about
That's
Cloud9,
pretty sick.
They haven't won one so far. So going
the
into
teams
this
up on the
series, you have to
boards,
be comfortable. You can see
TV
some legends on
monitors,
this squad
whatever.
helping them. Bance, one of the greatest European players of all time. And then you got Marky B and Josh and the coaching staff. They know how to get it done in the Search.
Scotland represented, UK represented across the board here. On the other side of the stage, though, it's NA boys featuring a Frenchie. Let's take a look at Cloud9.
I'm sorry, I only slept
a team
for
that
like
has been
2 hours, so I'm
back-to-back
fucking
World
tired.
Championship Grand Finals. Hydra, Skies, Kismet,
I'm going
and
to nap
Sib
after
make up this lineup.
And a little bit of world building for Cloud9 right now is this is a
the
team that the
whole
vibes
matches
are
are
always
over.
high. Doesn't matter if in the top side of the bracket or the bottom side, they're a team that even if they get sent down, they come back 2 times stronger. So again, this is going to be a struggle for Gentlemates because this is going up against Hydra, one of the best players in the game.
And they're walking in right now. Judge their faces for me.
I got you.
How are these boys feeling? Because they just lost on the other side of the boulevard on our second stage.
Yeah, I would say Kismet looks a little apprehensive. Hydra looks like he's unfazed. He knows he's going to fry. Sib looks nervous, and he's confiding in the greatest player in the game right now and just trying to be like, hey, man, listen, please fry this map. I don't want to lose, all right? Go off, Hydra.
Well, you need a water?
Aside, this team looks ready to go, and we're going to see our maps and modes in just a moment. I can't wait to see what is going to go down in the qualifier matchup
Vancouver
here.
Surge.
Who will join Vancouver Surge in that round of 8 tomorrow? 5 maps. We could see another 5-mapper. If it goes that way, stats tell you it's going to Gentlemates Cloud9. Try to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, personally, I don't think this one's going to go to 5, but I do want to talk about the fact that we have 2 European players that are going up against each other right now in this matchup, and Hydra and Vans. Of maybe the conversation of, all right, Vans is the old school best European player that we have seen in the league. Hydra making a name for himself to possibly overtake that. So maybe we could build a little something there.
You talked about Josh, you talked about Marky B, but you got to deal with Sender and D-Real. What do you see here in our best of 5, Nameless?
Yeah, interesting that sub-base in map number 4. I think that if there is a hard point for them to take off of New York, it would be that one. The Vista as well, though. Like Cloud9 coming off of a loss there. Very narrow loss to Surge, but they did lose it. And then those Search and Destroys. You're feeling comfortable if you're Gentlemates.
The Search and Destroy is how many 6-stars have we seen this weekend? I feel like that's been the continuation of the map number 2s. And Cloud9 haven't found a whole lot of success. So like Ann said, if they can take that map number 1, there's some opportunity for the underdog.
Now, Clay was telling me upstairs that he thinks this should be all Cloud9. Let's tell the Hopium story, though. Let's tell the fans in Europe.
I think
you
it's all
have a chance.
Cloud9
They
as
woke
well.
up early. They want to see their squad. Nameless, how do you see an upset happening here? How can you knock one of the best teams in the 2024 season out of the tournament on day 2?
Well, I mentioned Cloud9 have been having struggles when you talk about that Search and Destroy. And when I'm looking over at the side of Gentlemates, you have Bance. How many times has Bance in his career been counted out? He can get it done, right? And he's the play caller at times, just trying to call blind counters towards the other team strats. And these guys have been watching Cloud9 all year. You know they've done their research. I know Marky B and Josh personally, they spent so much time preparing for these matches. As soon as that happened, they knew what they needed to do in Search.
Cloud9 coming in after champs, not putting in a ton of time. They said, you know, we got some play time, but we really haven't played a whole lot of Search.
Everybody
we
took a
do
break.
got a little bit more reps on the respawn side. So, Ali, with that said, do you think Cloud9 are the favorites to take map number 1?
Oh yeah, definitely. I see that Vista. I think of Hydra, and absolutely, and I think of Kismet as well. 99 Kiz hasn't shown up for quite a while. There's a time to do it. It's versus a challengers level team.
And of course, we have to turn our attention to the 1v1 between the French players. Hydra going up against the new guard in Cobra. Hydra, one of the most successful players since the start of his career. He has skyrocketed, helping this squad win a world championship. Tonight, though, he's playing off against a youngster that he hasn't seen in a few years.
That's true, but honestly, I think all the pressure's on Cobra, not really any on
Hydra
Hydra.
leading
Because
in
when I first came into this weekend, I was like, all right, somebody tell me who Cobra is. They were like, he's been frying. He's been kind of the talk of the weekend when it comes to this team. I have yet to really see what they were talking about. Search and Destroy's been great for him, but otherwise, I need to see what the hype is about.
Yeah, when you think about the first matchup that they had, across the 2 hardpoints, it was 500 to 202. They basically got a 100-point club in both the HPs. So, Gentlemates, if they can come out and steal that Vista, I mentioned Cloud9 just lost it. If they can come out and steal that Vista, it gets wild on that stage.
Reminder, this is a rematch from day 1, and after the loss, I went to dinner. I saw Gentlemates all around one table. They were already on YouTube, watching back the VOD. They were prepping for this moment, and we caught up with Harry to talk about it backstage. Here he is.
We are here with the interview, a special one now with the Gentlemate Harry. Honestly, you played against Cloud9 at the start. It was a tough match, ended up 3-1. So now you're gonna play against them again. So what's the strategy right now? Is it gonna change?
Well, we've changed a few vetoes when we play in some maps, which is a good map. So hopefully that'll change the series.
And good luck then. And also, yesterday you played 2 matches. Also another one with G2. G2, one of the best teams as well. But you managed to win against them. And can you walk us through the mindset, especially after a first loss?
I mean, we can all regain pretty quickly. We know what we got to do. We know we're good at S&D, and that's what we did.
And good luck then. This is the only chance right now. If you lose now, the keys are gonna be crushed, and you can take the revenge from them. You're gonna crush their keys.
Hopefully, yeah.
Good luck in your match.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harry. That was it for the interview. Now back to you guys.
Gentlemates trying to be our first challengers team to make it into our round of 8. They got to go through a squad, though, that won our 4th tournament of the year in Cloud9. I want to start, though, with Cloud9. You just fell to Abuza. You just fell to Brezzy. You didn't see this one coming from the Vancouver Surge. So what do you think is going on in that camp, and who's most vulnerable to let this impact their game?
I don't know if you can really say most vulnerable, because when you look at the stats, you do want to kind of lean towards Skies, but to give more context to that, they've talked about this, that when this team is succeeding in Respawn, it's when Sib is playing his role as the Slayer, as the guy going out and getting the kills, and Skies is going to be that objective, that rotation, playing for those spawns, and sometimes those roles get a little mixed up during these hard points, and that's why it was such a roller coaster throughout the entirety of this season.
Nameless, who has more pressure in your eyes, Skies or Sib here?
Man, I feel like it's the both of them, right? Because when you think about it, that was the awakening for this team, right? It was once Sib started to actually play that slaying role, as you just mentioned, but that can throw Skies off. So Skies has to also be the in-game leader in the respawns at times for them, so he's got to make sure he's not just focusing on his game alone and his performance, also on the team's.
It's going to be a fun battle. I have a feeling it's coming our way in just a moment, so real quick, hit us with your predictions over at stcplay.gg. Let us know, who do you think is taking this? And if you're in the chat right now, I want to know the map count. I want it from you first, Nameless. How's it going to break down?
I think it's going to be a 3-1 Cloud9. Same time as the first one. The hard points were too dominant.
I think they bounce back and Search and Destroy here. I'm going to go with the 3-0 Cloud9.
3-0 Cloud9. I'm calling another S&D for the Gentlemates, but that's it. Let's go down to the Amazon stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the time that we have been waiting for. Losing is no longer an option. One defeat and you're out.
That is right. One team fresh off defeat and looking to bounce back, and the other continuing to climb their way out of the lower bracket. Please welcome to the stage, Cloud9 and Gentlemates.
Gentlemates have
Oh,
been
it is made out of
patiently lurking in
glass.
the
At
lower
least
bracket.
outside
They
of
got
it is.
comfortable after taking out G2 Esport, but now they are looking for a fresh challenge.
Yes, they are. Does their journey end here, or is Cloud9 just another item on the menu? Let's find out. Let's go.
Welcome back to Riyadh in the Esports World Cup here with Modern Warfare 3. And, well, it's one of our first elimination matches we're going to see here in this next block of games. Cloud9 and Gentlemates, a rematch from when they played earlier yesterday.
Yeah, it was a rematch of day number 1, and obviously Cloud9, they were able to dominate in every single respawn. So you heard it in the interview with Harry. We had to do something with these new maps, the new bans and protects. You have to make sure you're bringing in different kind of ones because you don't want to play those SMG-based hard points. So they switch it up. They switch out the Rio. They switch out the Garachi. They throw in the Vista, and they throw in the sub base because at least in the series versus G2, the ARs shut down the opposing ARs on the other side.
That's a really good point. And, you know, the desk already touched on it. You're seeing it on the pregame stats as well. The hardships in hardpoint for Gentlemates, you know, they're fortunate, I would say, in certain regards, to have gotten through G2 in the form that they did, the 2, 3, and the 5. Doesn't really feel like those things are going to lead towards a win here versus Cloud9. Although that's told, they still haven't won a search yet. So, like, the 2 and the 5 does feel pretty necessary. But like you mentioned, the respawn game for Cloud9 has looked pretty solid, even though they're here in the lower bracket.
Yeah, the only one that didn't look solid was that Control versus Vancouver. I looked at the stats, and I was completely blown away looking at these numbers next to this young man's name. Whenever you talk about a player like Hydra, he's always going to put up the big numbers, the big kills, always clutching up in those big moments. But he put up 11 and 25 on an invasion control.
Yeah,
What did he spawn in on 3 offensive rounds, and he was just trapped in the back of the spawn for the entire time? That is uncharacteristic out of a player of his caliber.
The other side of things here, and again, you know, just based on the results that these two teams had from before, the only thing that really went awry was Cloud9 on the Search and Destroy. And I think a lot of that was kind of credit to Gentlemates for setting the tone early and not allowing Cloud9 to kind of get their game plan going. But for Gentlemates, look, like, I look at a player like Denza as being someone who could take over a respawn. So the fact of the matter is, they haven't done well in any of the hard points or controls to this point yet, really outside of the one they played versus G2. He needs to have a series here if you're going to shut down Hydra and beat this Cloud9 squad.
Yeah, and they have to figure out how they're going to play hardpoint. Obviously, the coaching staff, a whole bunch of players that are watching, obviously, all of these matches saying, maybe you just got to go to the hill sometimes. Stop hitting all these long routes because they have 0% so far on the weekend of finding breaking percentages, especially versus a team like Cloud9, where that's simply not going to be easy.
Absolutely the case. So we got Vista for our first opening map. Again, this was a immediate reprisal here for Cloud9. They dropped this map to Vancouver. We were watching it in the green room.
Yeah.
Cloud9 was up pretty big.
All
They're
right,
up
game
like
3.
170 to like 80 and
Series
dropped the
3,
map
game
in
1.
pretty dramatic fashion. So looking to put themselves back into the driving seat of the series with an opener, but it is Gentlemates the first couple eliminations and the early time on 1.
You also got to keep in mind, Vancouver are the best Vista hardpoint team that we have in the entire league.
Good point.
They gave them a run for their money, but you got to be able to close out these games. But Gentlemates trying to right the wrongs of their hardpoint game on the weekend. Starting out
That's
swinging
3 down
12
for
into the
Gentlemates.
P1.
4 down for Gentlemates.
Feed, lining up beautifully in blue. Cloud9 get a clean 4 dead. The break is in early.
And the one thing you should know about Cloud9 and Hydra on this map is that he is going to challenge everything early, really put the pressure on you to make sure your rotations are perfect. Kismet just inside the hill. Good response. Oh, I thought it was going to be a good response towards Denza. Had the opening shots, but does get shut down. Sky's trying to work his way back into the hill to get some of the scrap time, but not going to be allowed to, as the Gentlemates will keep this pretty level on the rotation over towards 2.
And the good thing for Gentlemates is that they were able to flip those spawns, so they should put themselves in a position to potentially win this rotation over towards new. But Cloud9, they were able to outslay around that mid-map area, and now they transition perfectly. And this is where Hydra's starting to get activated. Denza is at least able to shut him down for now, but Cloud9 have everything covered. Mid-map is being watched. You're forcing all of Gentlemates to attack from Burger's side, and this is not going to be easy to just go from the front.
And this is one one of the moments that he's kind of had to highlight for Sib. You know, when this team was struggling in hardpoint, Sib was kind of being maybe more statuesque. Now he's getting active, trying to play off the rotation, but he does get shut down. Hydra picking up his position over towards mid, and Hydra will not lose those. 3 in a row for Hydra. Now making the move over towards the left side of the map, shut down. So good moment for Gentleman's, even though the score is starting to get a little out of hand.
I'm telling you, sometimes I sit there and watch Hydra's POV, and I think that he's hacking because he never is getting caught off guard. He's always prepared for that next gunfight upon him. And so far, they're coming out swinging up by 50 points. But Genomates with the late break for the final 15. But the rotation battle is going to be massive because Bance at least finds the first. But Hydra effective on the trade. Just too many bodies on that side of the map for Genomates. So they should be good for this rotation anew.
Denza not able to make too much catastrophe happen in the middle of the map. So Bance off spawn will pick that up. Find himself one. And that means that the 2 players inside the hill only have to worry about the front. Skies shows himself, but then has to fall back over towards the first floor, and that's where Harry will find him. And how about Bance in the middle of the map? Continuing just to hold things over to the rotation, and this has been great for Gentlemates.
Yeah, it was good plays from Bance to find that double, but that close spawn, and at the same time, his teammates spawning all the way across the map gives Cloud9 an instant opportunity to work their way back on in. Harry is on 5 in a row. You can potentially earn yourself a cruise missile with the extra one onto Hydra, and he's able to get it done. They secure the back spawns as well. This has been a flawless hold from Gentlemates to get themselves back into the game.
And swapping into this 3 AR setup has been nothing but lockdown for Gentlemates, looking really clean. Denza trying to find something over towards the exit in towards mid, but
it's crazy how some of these people use other teams'
camera. Like, Bance by himself, good damage tally, only finds the first kill, and unfortunately for Harry, he's not able to win the 1v1 on the old time. So Cloud9 will get some supremacy over this new hill.
And now if you are Cobra, your hands are going to be full. You don't want to go out
this
there
guy's using a phase camo.
Potentially drop and then slow down that first approach, but he's at least able to win the first gunfight, but the rest of his teammates don't find a single kill, so Cloud9 able to stabilize.
They don't have their own
45
camos,
seconds still to play with. Denza gonna go around this pitch area, but he's gonna get sniffed out, and Cloud9 are holding this down to perfection.
Yeah, the hit from the front, just not finding really any success whatsoever. So off spawn, now you got Gentlemates a bit staggered, and Cloud9 are taking advantage of it, pushing forward, finding the space they need. There is one member in Denza to spawn up around the back here. Maybe he's got a chance to surprise for some of this old time, but instead his teammates are already playing for rotation. That's a lot of time to give up.
Yeah, it's a lot of time to give up, especially if you're not finding any kills off the rotation. It was a 2v4 battle, and Hydra and Kismet are able to find 3. So the spawns now flip. Gentlemates, this is not the ideal situation you want to be in because you're allowing Cloud9 to dominate around this middle of the map. We know how impactful that could be when you're going over towards this B5.
This could be a bit of a runaway moment, so you need something right here if you're Gentlemates. Lock down the time at 5, win the rotation back to 1, and you're all of a sudden right back into this game.
Spawns back there,
Cloud9 looking for a setup to try to flood in largely from the front. Sky's doing some damage through mid, but good bounce back for Gentlemates, coming back, finding the kills, and still holding on to some supremacy around this hill.
Cloud9, at least for now, the remaining players are still contesting around this hill, not allowing Gentlemates to get a free setup at this new HP. It's going to be a contest fight, but Sid finding a double, and then Sky's there for the assistance. Still giving themselves opportunity to continue to soak up this time, but Bance with that double. The game plan so far is working out perfect because you're getting multiple ARs on the side of Gentlemates, and they're playing a lot more consistent right now.
And I love the call from Harry here to throw in an early cruise missile. It's not just going to get them a lot of the scrap time here at Old, but it should allow them
to freedom going to back and forth. Nobody can get an actual hold on this.
And all of a sudden, Civ and Hydra come back into the play, find themselves the kills to get back into the hill, and as well, also fight for mid. Decent shutdown for Bance. Tough shots on Disguise. Nearly still able to take a second with him, but it's not going to make a difference. Cloud9 will run the rotation to new.
Yeah, they have the numbers in towards a P1. I don't know if that was a nade that was able to stick Kismet right in the face, but it does not matter. Your teammates are still slaying with the best of them. Bance gets the better of Hydra, though, and now Goldra strikes. So now they have the numbers. You just got to take down Caesar Skies.
Just easier said than done, my friend. It's just even when there are numbers for Gentlemates, the individuals that are still left alive for Cloud9 continue to pack a bit of a punch. Denza trying to create something over the top of the old time here as Cobra will follow up with the nades from Bance. So again, numbers in the hill here for Gentlemates. 30 seconds to fight for and a good read onto Kismet as that will shut down the large majority of this follow-up push from Cloud9.
This is where you cannot allow the route to be hit from Caesar Skies to be that game-breaking moment. Because now he already finds himself in a perfect angle, attacking from the sky bridge. He's going to get the first. Harry's able to find a double, though, so he's able to equalize that moment. So the final 10 is going to be in favor of Gentlemates, but again, they're going to find themselves late off the rotation towards the new hill.
Good eliminations, though, coming through the exit. So there is going to be an opportunity to get some control at mid. Cloud9 holding on to both extremities of this hard point. Hydra playing in towards Burger. Gonna make the first move, shut down by Denza. And now it's just Skies by himself, and there we go. 3 straight down for Gentlemen. It's a quick rebreak of the hill. Harry trying to catch one more in front, but Kismet gets the shutdown. Cloud9, a chance off spawn to get a break as we jump into a Cloud9 listen in.
Happy one. Nice, stay down. One shot, absolute low bending.
Oh, wow, he got me.
Low bending. I got two.
Low bending, one shot.
All there.
Shit, 3 I spawn blue. Are we blocking the back?
No, I'm dark. I'm blocking one.
You're bending on you. I got her.
Dead. I'm blocking one. I'm dark. I'm playing tower cover. I didn't block. I did not block. They're gonna spawn there again.
I heard you.
That's your block.
One shot dark, one new.
Yeah, two spawn out. One more snacks on me. Snacks. On time.
I need it all time. 3 spawn out.
No,
they're spawning on you still. Spawning on me? Yeah.
Time dead.
You want to pitch on me? Cat, Cobra. Cobra cat is Cobra cat. Nice, Caesar.
Nice.
They spawn out.
Vance
is planner. Planner in duck.
I don't see
bar dead. Yeah, nice. I need bar. Dark pulls in PO. PO step. Got step.
Nice.
In the back. Got step time.
I spawned the back here.
One shot, Zig. Come on, we can do it. Zig, one shot. Denza. I'm getting the back. Denza was one shot lower. Add back R. I got tower back. Should we get time?
One shot back steps.
Add the back R. Add your bottom R. Make sure we're time. We're Denza here.
It's not hard.
I have it. I got full.
Great example in that comms, calling out spawns, knowing when you're blocking versus when you're not. Able to communicate that through, and with that Cloud9 do manage to control spawns, and with that the majority of the time here.
Yeah, you got to expect with a roster like Cloud9, them being the world champions of the last season, they are going to have that communication beat down to the T. As they are able to walk away with a majority this time here at that P3 hard point. They're almost going to breach that 200-point mark. You have Gentlemen trying to at least contest for this old time, but also at the same time flip the spawns towards the back end. But you see how slow Cesar Skies Bueno is playing towards the backside. He's waiting for his teammates to get close before he decides to strike.
Yeah, and he does actually hit that pinch on the exit time, but he gets taken care of in the same breath. There's an opportunity here for Cobra to still lock down some time here at New. Vance spawning close, good pre-fire from Cobra. Really starting to turn up. He was 12 and 18, I think, at one point. He's got a ton of assists, and now all of a sudden near level in the overall KD. A big moment here for Gentlemates.
I need all this time. You have to try to fight for this 40 seconds. You can't play a contest game. He's going to throw the nade back, so he's not going to be one shot off of that engagement. But Kismet strikes first. Caesar from top mid finds the second. Now, Cloud9 have the numbers to just bombard their way into the hill. A very successful break there for Cloud9 for a good chunk of time.
Critical time here. If you're Gentlemates, you cannot just allow this to go over freely. You have to contest it and hope that Vance can win something on rotation. Not going to happen on either front for that matter, as Caesar will find Denza. So now you've locked in the scrap. You've got players on rotation, and the game could very well come to an end on this new hill.
Yeah, Cloud9 is just playing 2 steps ahead right now.
Yeah, Cloud9 can get them off this next hill. It could be game.
Mark. They can close it out here at the P5. You can see on your minimap that Harry Swordstick gets a read that it has to be a player from Cloud9 early off that rotation. You sniff out Kismet, you secure those back spawns. Now you just need to stay alive in this hill.
Guys dealing with some damage out of Vance. Early tags lead into a Semtex that finishes off the kill. Vance at mid-map, seeing if he can maybe stave off the next Cloud9 hit, but he gets shut down, and all of a sudden you've got a 4v1 on the hill itself. Denza just trying to stay alive. Some support for Harry, but Kismet pops out, finds the kill. The follow-up from Skies is good, and with 30 seconds to fight for, once again, Cloud9 can put this game well out of reach.
Yeah, they can still close it out. That's why they're starting to be aggressive on the opposing side to make sure they guarantee those back spawns, but now everyone has to turn around, cover all your bases, everyone coming from that P1 area.
So more than a second.
Make it 3 dead in the feed. Gentlemen, this might be your last opportunity.
Definitely feels that way, and it has to be perfect from here.
Yeah, they got one push right here. I think it's over.
Just making sure no one can get into B1 immediately. Sky's also on 5 in a row. Not that they're going to need the cruise missile, because the game can just come to an end right here. No one from Gentlemen is going to touch, and that's a Cloud9 win. 250, 150. Masterclass.
Yeah, they just played the Vista hardpoint. They realized that they were up by what, 70 to 80 points versus
something
Vancouver,
like that,
and there was a small moment where they allowed them to get back into the game, but they made that adjustment at that P4 HP. They did not allow Gentlemates even winning rotations to have a good chunk of time going their way, because that first break opportunity always was successful for Cloud9. So just like they did in the day number 1 when they matched up against this team, they come out swinging in the opening HP.
Hydra just dropped 33 with 6,100 damage, bro. Dude's everywhere. Unreal. On the other front, not the greatest bat from Denza. And it's so hard to keep pace with Hydra, but at the same rate, you got to find some way to double team them or something. Like, it just never really felt like Gentlemates could get themselves into a power position on rotation. They're being challenged around sneaky players that either stay alive in the back or find their way around the back. And in the meantime, again, going back to that listen in, Cloud9 are calling out where the likely spawns are going to be, and they're reading it near perfectly, even in moments that feel a little bit difficult. And you can see the representation in the scoreline. 19 to 20 with only 3,600 damage. Not great for them to try to keep pace with Hydra.
And you heard the Des touch on it. They wanted Skies to have a turn-up moment. 30 and 21, 19 non-traded kills, 5,100 damage. But you see that hill time, 2.5 minutes. That is insane work out of Caesar Skies. He's always invested in his game and showed it there in that map number 1. Made it very, very easy to win a couple rotations. And even when they were losing rotations, he was getting his kills to find early breaks. So Cloud9 successful in the opening HP, but now they have a chance at redemption on that 6-star Search and Destroy, because I think the first time that they played it, I said it when we were casting it, they just simply played them disrespectful.
I agree.
The way that they opened up in that hard point, playing way too fast, finding opening first blood, but instantly giving up their numbers, and then multiple team kills. We cannot have that today if you're Cloud9 and you're trying to look for your first S&D win here at EWC.
Yeah, absolutely the case. You know, the other side of the conversation here is that this is another moment where a Challengers team comes out, squares up against a top 4 Pro League team, and the initial couple of hard points are close.
Yeah.
It just gets to a point when the power rotations come through. 3 to 4, Cloud9 win both times. 5 to 1, Cloud9 win both times. It's just every single time you start to see where the map starts to lead towards advantages for one side or the other, the Pro League teams are getting the right reads and they're making the right calls in terms of timing, and it's just running away with the game.
And you can even go back to the moment where Harry invested that cruise missile. You start off with the initial kill, you call it in, but as soon as that cruise comes down and you guarantee one, all 4 players drop. Like, that's just simply unacceptable, and that's what the pro teams are going to be able to do. Capitalize on those moments, capitalize on those mistakes, and then make you pay for it plus some. The 250 to 150 is going to be the opening HP, but like I said, they played 6-star the first go around. It was the subline, the Cloud9 opening up with the first couple of rounds, choking with, talk about the team kills. They were all tied up at 3-3, but then Benjamin Bands started to have that takeover moment with that AR. Doesn't earn a cruise missile, but they were slowing down the game, allowing Cloud9 to come to that.
Well, 6-star, the Search and Destroy coming up. And again, the sample size of the Search and Destroy for Cloud9 is 2 maps.
Yes.
One of them was around 11, so let's not, count our chickens before they hatch. Let's see what they have to offer for us here on a map that, again, largely had been dominated by smoke retakes from the defensive side. We saw this map in day number 1 largely lead towards a lot of aggressive utility, which is being exchanged over the top of the A side here in the first round.
And I already love this play call right here from Cloud9. You're getting all the investment from the tax on the side of Gentlemates, thinking that they're going to be super aggressive over towards A. So now how the hell are they going to retake this? Because Cloud9 still showing presence over towards Statue. It's been 30 seconds wiped off the game clock, and if you try to hit that pinch, Hydra is playing such a deep angle, you're not going to get by him for free.
Yeah, Cloud9 don't have to worry about anything around the back whatsoever unless Denza finds good timing here, doesn't check his right, and now all of a sudden, Hydra may not just be able to catch one. He may see a second, but he looks away at the wrong time. So now all of a sudden, look at the flank. It's wide open. Cloud9 have absolutely no idea that not just one, but 2 members for Gentlemates get around the back. Kills are coming through very quickly. Cloud9 trying desperately to hold on, but it's just a small lapse in COD timing that leaves the Hydra by himself. They're already looking to stick for the defuse, and Hydra's got a whole world of problems in front of him. That's just, simply put, weird COD timing.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to, and probably Hydra's positioning as well, because he was only able to spot if they work all the way around the back and cut through that side alley. But if they go straight up middle map, they can go on that side and work their way through underground, and that's what Bance did to find that opening kill. But if you're Hydra in that situation, let's just get closer to our teammates, or at least put yourself in a better position to watch the entire flank.
Yeah, that's legitimately just the worst piece of COD timing that we could have ever have caught from the observer feed. Oh yeah, but hey, Gentlemates take good advantage of it. Open up the flank very nicely, and it's a near flawless round. Hydra only finding a single kill off that long flank. But again, the trick discipline also gets a little bit of credit here from Bance, who comes away with a couple. And now it's going to be the turn for Gentlemates. Opening nades over the top towards A, but not a lot of intention towards actually flooding. This is just a feel out to see if the utility will connect for any information.
Yeah, and this is usually how Cloud9 decide to play on their defensive setup, a double stack over towards B, showing a lot of presence as well over towards the middle of the map. But Sib at this stature area, the last time that they matched up, he was always getting picked off. So you have to play your life as long as you can, because if you fall, that A side is wide open.
Yeah, and this is Bance trying to feel things out, seeing if maybe he can just find an opening towards B. I mean, when you throw nades over the top like that from the offensive side, you're trying to beat the trophy systems down. And, well, that may have worked, but the problem was Cloud9 don't get really affected by it in their defensive setup. Kismet through mid, good for not one, but maybe a second. Damage and mentality, and Cloud9 cleaned things up nicely.
Yeah, great plays from Cloud9 to slow down the game. First time that they match up, they were just going super, super fast, trying to be the aggressor, set the tone early on, but they realizing we have been struggling to search and destroy. Let's let the plays come to us. Hydra strikes for the first blood, and at that point, Gentlemate's saying, all right, 3v4, we know that Sib loves to play around this stature side. Let's try to isolate him, but Kismet was ready at that mid connector to assist his teammate. Clean round right there from Cloud9 on the defensive end to tie it up at 1.
They now just watch the flank better. That's got to be the only note about round number 1. After a very successful plant, unfortunately just got foiled due to a lapse in COD timing. This time, Cloud9 going to spread the map just a touch. Kismet already getting deep in towards mid. He's avoided being hit on by that stun and the follow-up nade, so his position will be rather concealed. And take a look at Hydra. He's already cleared out all the pool elbow.
Yeah, he's taking the map away from Gentlemate, so when they decide to hit that rotation back, it's going to be very tough for them. The bomb carries all the way across the map, so Sib basically in a 1v2 scenario at A.
Gentlemates rotate back. That's a free plan right there on A.
Gentlemates, and I think they might have just done the right thing.
Yeah, this might just be a fold where they collapse on the middle of the map and then immediately try to play for something up mid for an A plant, but now all of a sudden, Kismet's going to be under pressure. First one good, second one better.
Kismet with the
Slips away from the third. And Cobra all of a sudden kind of has to make a decision. Do I want to chail him out because we need to kill, or do I back up and try to defend the A site? He's kind of stuck between two hard places. And Kismet will find 3 looking for the ace.
Gets the ace.
May even grab it right here.
Oh my god, Kismet with the ace.
There goes 99 Kiz. The Bulldog has himself a moment. Plays it super patient towards the middle of the map. All the tags and his teammates showing presence at B. That's what forces the rotation to come in, because the entire Gentlemate squad, they're thinking, okay, there's no tax getting invested over towards A. There's 2 players at least at this B site, so they have to be committing towards that way. But with Kismet playing these nice little corners, catching the perfect timing this time around, he's able to earn himself an ace. That's how you get it done.
Love it. Love the idea initially as well, just for Cloud9 to spread the map, try to keep Gentlemates guessing. The only play they had available was to try to flood through mid. Trophy system placed a little bit earlier this time for Cloud9, not wanting to get information gathered on them whatsoever. Double stack up through mid. Patience here from the side of Gentlemates, but bomb carrier and Denza gets caught throwing utility. And now all of a sudden, Gentlemates are stuck with no bomb, already pushed up the map.
Oh, and Caesar Skies, he's also going to gain a lot of info as well. They're already pushed up around our base, around that B point.
Yikes.
And at the same time, Sib wins his one-on-one. So now if you are Cloud9, you can trap them over towards that B side. In the 2v4 situation, information gained from Sib, but he is going to fall, still a 3v2.
Yeah, it looks like Kismet and Co know that the bomb is down here in the staircase as well, so they're going to hold some passive angles around the back. Hydra, sees the shadow, know where he's there. Kismet does the same on the opposite side of the wall. And that is just about as good as it gets in terms of an opening break-off play for Cloud9's defense.
Yeah, and that's a perfect pace change-up as well.
I like that, yep.
It was Hydra and Kismet taking their time around that B point originally, but then this time they switch it up. They attack through the middle of the map. That's one of their go-to strategies on a map like 6-star. Double stacking through mid, catching them off guard. The player falls in Denza with the stun in his hand. Just was not ready for that aggressive push from Cloud9. Starting to pull away in this search and destroy. Because I don't think Kismet fell in that round, so... Is he on 5 in a row? Yeah, he's one off earning himself a cruise.
Yeah, that might be what Cloud9 try to set themselves up for here in this opening break-off on their offense.
Yeah, Kiz about to get a cruise, that'd be good.
They're going to be met at mid-map. Hydra ready for it. First skill's good. Kismet following up. He's
oh my
able
god,
to find just 6. He gets
off.
7 as well. Kismet in absolute takeover mode as he gets the back patio. Has himself one more.
Is this 99 Kiz right now?
The shots were clean, but Cobra just a little too healthy. Able to isolate, find the elimination. Now it's just got 2 more to find.
Yeah, that's already job well done, though. And if you are Kismet, because the
this
cruise
is
missile
Cloud9's
was earned.
round.
2v1 now. Bomb has
They
been
just play together.
Over at A. Now if you are Cobra, trying to play the mind games, trying to attack from a different angle, but Sib gains the info. Now you're just going to waste a little bit more time because you got to rejuvenate your health.
Yeah, this is feeling pretty impossible. Re-wrap back over towards mid. That's being watched on the heady now by Sib, who did see the information. And Skies can just stay tucked, make sure no cross comes through, and that's very casual for Cloud9. Off to the races, 4-1 up.
Yeah, this is scary, man. Whenever Cloud9 are at their best in search and destroys, usually do that SMG duo. Kismet and Hydra so far having themselves a lot of moments. Kismet is the all-star. He went on 8 kills in a row before falling. Cruise missile already earned in the back pocket. Gentlemates are thinking this search and destroy needs to be guaranteed, but in the back of their minds, we cannot fall to this cruise missile, at least force them to waste it.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Not an easy ask as we look back over this absolute battle at mid. Very cleanly won by Cloud9 in the trades. And now we're going to get the next effort for Gentlemates. Nate does land out of Kismet, so he's going to have to hold off just a touch, and actually tries to stun to gain a bit of timing on the angle. That gets punished, and now all of a sudden Gentlemates are trying to actually isolate over towards A. The sweep back is good.
Oh my
Hydra
God,
also not able to execute off the trigger to splint, and Gentlemates looking pretty comfortable here in this round, and they will finish it off nicely.
Yeah, it was good stuff, and that was the original nades over the top of mid to get that early information. If they're trying to be aggressive, once you have Kismet one shot, everybody just flies on in, and unfortunately for him, he had an MCW instead of a Rival 9. Potentially could have gotten one, but once he falls, they commit on towards that A site. They take down Sib. They dominate on that side of the map, so they were able to stop the bleeding and not have to worry about that cruise. But on this defensive side, you best believe Cloud9 are going to slow this round down.
Yeah, without question. You have the opportunity of getting a freebie here if you use the cruise missile so well. On the other side of things, I think if you're Gentlemates, you need to understand that we've lost a lot of ground through this B push immediately. So, I was about to say, can we maybe show some effort in a different position and then rotate back? But as Cobra drops over towards the backside of A, now all of a sudden, Gentlemates are stuck at mid. And this is not where you want to be, especially with the cruise missile right there ready. It does land. 1 for 1 on either side, but the numbers still hold with Cloud9.
Yeah, team kill happens. Kismet again onto Hydra, but still the man advantage in favor of Cloud9. The bomb carrier in Sib is working his way over toward this B objective. Should be able to get this down for free because the map has basically flipped on its head.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of time gone since that cruise missile was called in, so now there's some second guessing in terms of is it safe enough to actually secure a plant. Kismet going to wait over towards one side of the map, the other two holding hands together just over the top of the B site. Bance looked like he tried to throw a late stun to get information, doesn't quite land, so Sib will get the plant. Has Skies seen the swim across? Sure feels that way, and now they know. And Bance is stuck. There's just no way he gets out of this pool safely.
And I love how Cloud9 are playing this. They're not playing for the ISO. They know there's still one player that they're looking for.
Yeah, I think he trapped himself in that water. Now they're all going to be looking in that water for him.
Bance is swimming, but not for long. Cloud9 invest the cruise missile, able to take down 2 kills, 1 being a team
5-2
kill.
Cloud9.
But it's good enough to secure the round and now put themselves at game point.
And I don't know who throws the nade or if it's a combination of players who throw the nades, but Cobra getting isolated like that before the cruise even gets called in is everything for Cloud9. It just pretty much staples that round is, without question, going to go the way of C9.
And shout out to my guy, Troy Highcal Michaels, the coach for Cloud9. I'm telling you, he's always figuring out the little things. Realizing we don't have to run smoke grenades no longer on 6 stars, so let's just make sure we're bombarding our way over towards A with those frags. They were able to find that opening first blood. Now sitting at game point back on the defensive side. Look at the 3-stack over towards A, but it's a complete blind counter from Gentlemates.
This is the same round that we saw from a couple of defenses ago from Cloud9. Both SMGs getting aggressive through mid. Skies will, I think, see one drop into the pool. Hydra on the flank, catches Cobra off guard. Tracking back to this is Denza. Good trade. But do they know where the rest of the threat is? Because you got 2 members for Gentlemates trying to get separation at B, but the problem was Kismet was still lurking behind, and now all of a sudden the bomb is down. Skies has also seen the play over towards the elbow. Not good news here for Gentlemates.
And this is what Skies does. Just throw your shoulders, gain your info, call it out to your teammates, and now set up the proper trap. Make this round a lot easier, but Bance finds the perfect timing on the Sib. Still a 2v2.
Problem is, Gentlemates don't know if there's players on the flank. Bance gonna get isolated. Trying to follow up his Harry. Able to find the first,
that is
but not quite able to lock down the shots for the second. And Cloud9 comfortable in map number 2. 6-2 overall on the scoreboard, and now a chance to possibly sweep their way into the playoff bracket.
That's where Cloud9 are at their best when they're playing Search and Destroy. Just so many mind games in the game plan, and then when you have the Bulldog putting on a performance the way that he did, 11 non-traded kills, drops Baker's dozen, sitting at 2K damage as well. Earns himself a cruise missile to guarantee a round, and there was no team kills besides that one cruise missile one, but it really didn't matter. You still had the man advantage. Yep. Besides that first round, Cloud9 basically played that one perfect.
And I think the ideas that we see from Cloud9 on this map, again, without the smokes, I like a lot. You know, their ability to, on offense, kind of overhit the B side of the map, feel things out. If the space is there, take it. If not, don't force it. On the defensive side, we saw 2 different looks where they played through mid. One where Skies is playing DJ
with 12
with
kills,
both SMGs pushing
Denza
up.
with 2
Another where it's
kills.
just, I'm going to toss a stun, bottom aqua, you guys push together.
Yeah.
They find the bomb
Kismet
carrier
just
on. I
took
love
over
the
that
ideas
match.
of trying to avoid having to play retake by getting aggressive early.
And also, Cloud9, the
2000
strategy that they
damage.
came with, came in with the game plan to not allow Kismet, who's usually their bomb carrier, to carry that bomb.
That's fair,
Allow
yeah.
him to go out there and spread his wings, be the playmaker, find opening first bloods, and just absolutely take over the map. And it was also great plays from Sibs in all those moments where you saw the bomb carrier completely across the map, just playing his life so damn well, making it very difficult for Gentlemates to get a read on where the play was coming in. But if you ask for a feet kicked up moment out of Caesar Sky, sitting at 2-2 in an 8-round search and destroy, that's how you get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff coming out of Cloud9, picking up the tempo and really not allowing Gentlemates to have any entryway in towards not just the map, but maybe even the series. And now we have to look forward to trying to sell the story of a reverse sweep. And I'll tell you, just based on the results that we've had from Gentlemates, it's hard to kind of push the narrative in any form, but would have to start with page 1, which would be a Karachi control, Jay. And if Hydra and Kismet are playing like this, you don't feel great about their chances.
Yeah, you're not going to have fun going up against this SMG duo, especially on a map like Karachi, where they haven't really played it a lot through the season. They more prefer the high rises or the invasion. They have an overall record of 6-6, so this can be up in the air for the Cloud9 members, but if you are Gentlemates backs against the wall, you got veteran presence in the side of Bands. He's been in these kind of positions before. Gonna have yourself a little bit of a break, to have a little bit of a conversation, to give yourself the hopes and the dreams of potentially finding your way back on in. Because you lose this one, everything is done.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And I think the story around that is pretty significant. You know, I think when you look at this Gentlemates team, the only player at the moment that I think can kind of get some forgiveness off of the performance is Cobra, because he's still got an opportunity to continue to play pro, but that feels like the sun is setting on players like Denza's hopes of getting into the league for the first time. This is a reproving point for Harry after not playing pretty much all season in at least the pro league. And then of course the story around Bance after kind of falling a little bit in terms of his stocks over the last couple of years. Dropping out would be a huge, I think, disappointment.
Yeah, it'll be very disappointing because you were at least able to take down one pro team, but look at the stone cold
Oh
kills
my
looking
God.
great in blue. Looking for that key, to trying to crush it on the side of Gentlemates, but Cloud9 looking like they're ready to rock and roll. They're all business right now.
I'll say. Well, they break the mold, and with that, it looks like they're pretty much ready just to jump right back into map number 3. So I imagine there's not going to be much of a break needed for those guys, but we still will take one ourselves. And again, it's tough ask, I think, for the Gentlemates to find a way to get a reverse sweep, but we'll see if they can get it started with a Karachi control win, which we'll be back with on the backside of the break.
Ready, set, go.
Welcome back here to Saudi Arabia in Riyadh for the Esports World Cup with Modern Warfare 3 primed and ready to go for you. Of course, we're dealing with elimination matches here, or qualification matches, depending on your spin on it. And taking a look at where we currently find ourselves, we did get at least the update on the Bravo matchup that Toronto Ultra have defeated the Boston Breach 3-2-1. The one map that Boston was able to take was the control. Everything else, for the most part, pretty comfortable for Toronto. And then here, what we're dealing with in Group B is our final qualification match where Cloud9 obviously find themselves very comfortably up 2-0. That would have, obviously, the key of Gentlemates at risk, but more on the line. Cloud9, if they end up cleaning this up, would have an instant rematch with Optic from the Grand Finals of Champs.
Man, and it's single elim. So one of the two teams that made it to the Grand Finals at Champs potentially are going to get eliminated mañana, right to start off the day. But Cloud9 still got to get through the rest of this series. Just one map is going to decide their terms. And as they are loading into the Karachi control, backs against the wall. If you are the Gentlemates, this is the moment where you need to play some of your best Call of Duty. Because Cloud9, they usually don't find a lot of success on Karachi, so this could be an advantage moment.
Very well could be, but based on how they're shooting right now, does feel like this is a different Cloud9 than when they had first played. Also, just other updates if you're looking for it. Vegas Legion and Carolina Royal Ravens will be happening on the Bravo stream next, and then we, of course, still have the Stallions taking on Boston and Lore Gaming, the Challengers Champs.
That'd be crazy if there's another
in our
3-0
final matches of the day. But let's jump on
so
into
all
the
the
action.
matches are 3-1, 3-0.
A little bit of action over towards A, but Cloud9, a heavy setup over towards Red.
Yeah, Vance is getting super aggressive, already working his way behind enemy lines, trying to play for a couple of spawners. He's able to spot Hydra, so it's a good start, but they're still not working up that progression at the A point because they have not accounted for the rest of the Cloud9 members. Now with Denza finding that kill onto the pinch, they're going to hop onto the point for a segment about to be in.
Vance looking to try to challenge out Skies in this position, and okay. Skies is going to keep tagging him through the wall. I'm sure Vance is like, brother, let me get out of here. But the angle not going to be earned. First tick done, second possible away, but Skies continues to just show off the wallbang spots. In and out of cement, brickwork doesn't make much of a difference. Everything feels like paper mache when Skies is shooting like this off to a 4-0 start.
And now, if you are Gentlemates, you are trapped over towards that coop side with the positioning out of Hydra.
Ooh, Caesar.
But if you are Skies, you probably want to play that situation a little bit better, not just give your life for free.
Yeah, play your life to get that
cruise.
cruise.
Able to equalize the moment, and Hydra on the pitch is going to be able to catch this freebie unless Cobra is able to keep him alive. But the nade is good enough from Kismet, but it's still working on that third progression at this A point. They're going to be able to set the game.
A little loosey-goosey there for Cloud9. Maybe taking a couple of over-chows, but regardless of it, they at least hold off the quick transition over towards B for now. Cobra 5-2 on 3 in a row. Holding on to this red position.
Equal lives.
He's got teammates spawning all the way deep towards market, though, so he feels the need to make something happen, and as he does, Kismet shuts him down.
So 1:25 on the game clock. You were forced to hit this overextension time and time again due to the positioning now of Skies. He's watching the rat back over towards the junk area, but Harry is able to find a double, so he's able to open up this B point for free. Skies is forced to retreat his way on back, try to assist his teammates, but here comes Hydra.
No, the thing about it is, though, Gentlemates haven't gotten out of the zone yet, so Hydra gets into a great position to stop the reinforcements. Harry's still streaking together a couple of kills. Semtex sticks.
Oh, that was a nice stick. He killed himself.
He eventually gets the kill, but unfortunately does not keep his life. Denza's still in the zone, though, with 2 other members. First tick done, second on the way.
And Gentlemates, this is the control map that they took versus G2 in pretty dominant fashion. They are very comfortable as they're already on to the third segment. Cloud9 are not going to have an opportunity because Vance is watching the cutoffs. He's able to secure the B point. Gentlemates get it done on the opening attack.
Great, I think, opening first point from Cobra. Follow up from Harry. Brilliant. Really good stuff coming out of Gentlemates. As the opener, it felt like Cloud9 was just kind of all gas, no brakes there for a moment, and maybe they needed a chance to kind of slow things up, maybe play for the cruise missile, or at least keep the power positions. Wow.
That's exactly what it's got to be. You got to slow down in those moments. When you get a clean forward dead, you know where the spawns are coming in. You know where the pressure's going to be, but instead of holding a preem and waiting for them to run to you, you send it on to them, and then you're giving them a free first kill. So
yeah,
Cloud9
Skies played his life right there. They'd have the cruise, and they'd still
see if they can follow up with a
probably could have won that round.
And swing this series maybe back towards their direction just a touch. Denza quickly up the top third. Cobra already finding the first blood, and Cloud9 are left with just Kismet essentially inside the zone. Really well done, as now all of a sudden Gentlemates can start to swarm forward. Just Skies on the B point as we jump to a listen-in with Gentlemates.
You go. They didn't spawn. They're on it. I have top red pinch and short.
Top red, one shot top red, Kiss. Show me out, copy, bro.
Nice, last guy.
Let's go on point. I'm cutting the others. What point?
Push out left with him, someone.
I've got medallion. Top 3's open. Top 3 now. I'm quick red. One's behind us. We're missing one, boys.
Yeah, that's one deep right below these.
I'm stunned. Yellow car, yellow car. I'm going to see.
Yellow car, safe. Top three, yellow car. Yeah, we're missing charge. No, it's one shot, top charge, bro. Come, barrel, one shot. Nice, last two.
One's me mid alley, I think. Yeah, he's on time, Sib. I'm on there. Nice, good shit.
Don't need point. Behind me, barrel. Barrel on top. He's gone top bridge. Just spin from red. Top bridge in time.
Where, go left, go left, go left, go left, go left, go left. We're going to push up his. Sib might flank the right. Sib might flank the right. It can be top red on me. Sib's on point, actually.
Let's play, sorry. There's something else.
That's me. Top red.
I might push the pinch. I'm stunned, Harry. You just game for me?
He's gone top office. Bedroom maybe. He's top single. He's gonna go B. He's gonna go B. He didn't pinch, man. Just go in. We're looking for Hydra here, though. I'm stunned him. One shot, nice.
Alright, back out. They could have been top.
Top red, Sip. Oh, what is that shell from me? Nice. Shit. You want to get one top red now? Wait, is it due bad timing, Cup? Yellow car, Paco. He pinched me. Top red. He went low office straight away. Nice. Paco's gone mid, by the way. Paco's got middle. He's gonna be top red.
No, he's not. He's right. Sib's off it. Junk. Sib's junk. Sib is junk. He's gonna go off this. He's gonna go off this.
Roofies now. Zip it. Yeah, I'm flanking on one. I'm flanking. Stay alive. He'll be a little bit weak, Paco. I'm behind him office. Yeah, here you go.
Oh, good conversation and communication. Denza criticizing himself a little bit while in that listening, and all of a sudden Cloud9 have found entryway back to B.
Yeah, first segment already in, but now there's only one player left on this objective in Kismet. Can he find anything? He's able to at least put down one and then put in a couple shots onto the next. So it's going to turn into a one-on-one, and Cobra is able to get the better of Sky. So Genomate's giving themselves an extra lifeline, but you see those close spawns there for Cloud9 over towards red. They're instantly ready for another push.
And Hydra is wrapping around the back. Cloud9 keeping all the focus on the front. Here comes Hydra. Clean shots towards Cobra. Following up, trying to at least is Denza, but he's got to worry about the front simultaneously. Trades going back and forth. Bance holding out of the back door. Caesar only able to find the one. Hydra trying to think that's an opportunity to break on forward, and so he will. First tick done, second on the way. Cloud9 still spawning close.
Oh, Hydra's able to find a double. He's currently on 3 in a row, trying to make it 4, but Cobra gets the better of him. No more respawns in favor of the Genomates. The second segment is on the way. Bance trying to get it done, but the AR just simply runs out of ammo there, but you have Cloud9 still single stacking, so still an opportunity.
Yeah, the problem is the lives are just not all that healthy. And yep, no way for Harry to mantle over the top, and the follow-up kill is very quickly there for Cloud9. So they respond, but they don't do it by capture. They do it by elimination. So, you know, small advantage if you want to consider it the case. If you want defense, which you may not.
You may not want defense on a map like Karachi, because obviously if you're getting those close respawns on the attacking round, you're giving yourself multiple opportunities to contest over towards B. So 6 to 5 in segments. Currently Genomates leading in that category. But Cloud9 able to respond on the attacking round to tie it up at 1. Now you just got to make your adjustments on defense. If you come out swinging, get a clean forward dead, everybody just hold the pre and wait for them to come to you.
Yeah, absolutely the case. See what the breakoff's going to look like. 2-2 split here for Genomates, looking to get some control of top third while instantly finding some progress on the A zone. Hydra looking for a mantle towards the scaffolding. That's shut down. Kismet able to hit a different route, though. Looking for something maybe a little bit more innovative here for this Cloud9 defense. Takes the player out of the point, working on some depletion, and then Hydra off spawn almost follows up. But it will be an opportunity for Genomates to keep things pretty level as they come off spawn looking for the second attack.
Yeah, and Harry's just going to put himself in a position to play for a couple more kills instead of hopping that point. Hydra's able to get the better of him, but that first segment is about to come in for Genomates. But Hydra, the game breaker, alongside Kismet, attacking from 2 different angles, are able to relieve that pressure on the A point. Kismet somehow, some way is able to find a double, but this can get scary because Genomates are just giving up this A point. Now they're all committing at B.
And Cobra spawns up at front side, right? Wow, what are those shots from Skies? That might be not just the round saving moment, but at least the B saving moment, because now it's just Harry by himself. Help on the cross is decent. Harry could stay alive in the B zone, but you're down to 49 seconds, so this hit has to find success if you're Genomates.
And this is going to be easy for them because they're still getting those close respawns, so they have the numbers. Skies has to try to time this flank perfectly. There is one player at least in a position sort of watching it, but Denza's going to give it up at the wrong time. So now you have to worry about multiple different angles, and you know Hydra just covers so much ground. He's able to find a double with that rival. Now here comes Skies. He's not able to get that trade onto Cobra, so the lifeline is still here.
That's an impressive win from Cobra. Sib stunned on the cross, not able to get there to contest. That's going to be an easy finish from Cobra. And now he's on 5. Genomates are going to get the full B zone, and you've got maybe a chance for Harry to sneak back over towards A, but the shutdown comes through. 1 life advantage at the moment for Genomates, but the big focus is can Cobra get kill number 6?
And now if you are Cloud9, your main focus is to maintain top 3 control, because those are the angles that you want to dominate when you're forcing them to consistently spawn over towards that junk area. minute and 30 to work with. Denza finds the timing onto Sib, so now they have the pressure. They started off with the initial 2 kills. Can you find the next?
Hydra, though, playing deep at mid-cross. Makes a couple of issues happen for Gentlemates, but they deal with it very rapidly. Second tick of progress coming through. Second tick is going to get locked here with the double stack in. Sky's up top, can really only do so much. He just has to try to wait. Help is on the way, though, and as it comes forward, it's just down to Denza. He's on 3, looking for a little bit of regen. Hydra trying to sniff him out, and he will find 2. Not going to quite find the 3rd. Maybe a chance for Gentlemates to immediately get back on the zone.
97, though. You already have Cloud9 in a position to instantly pounce on this player in towards the point. Harry is going to get taken down. The overextension is getting hit by Cobra. 8-5 in lives remaining. You might want to slow this round down a little bit.
They're still coming through, but Cobra just about to trade out Hydra. Gets shut down. Hydra goes prone. Denza now in trouble.
Oh, no.
And you're to a 5v5, and Gentlemates are now stuck behind the P3 spawns, haven't hit the OE through market, and Skies is here for this.
Yeah, they're prepared for this push coming from Coop, but instead of Hydra playing a better corner, Denza's able to get the better of him, so no more respawns for both teams.
That's a stiff arm. I mean, they just Heisman them out of market, saying, you guys can't cross underneath this archway. You got to go back through mid, which isn't going to feel good. Last lives for both teams. Harry playing from top bricks, looking to open up space, and he may just follow up on this trophy throw and get down to the low ground.
Just got to start off with the initial kill. Great shots from Harry to take down Hydra. Sib tries to go for the contest, tries to play for the trade. He gets taken down. And a clean 4 dead. Leads to the Gentlemates securing the attacking round again, but they don't get it done through the segments. So you have to keep that in mind. What did they secure? 4 or 5 there?
Yeah, 5, I think.
Okay, so they're still going to be up by 6. So if you are Cloud9, if you can get this done through the kills department again, you would guarantee yourself another attack.
It's a big heads-up play, though, from Harry.
Yeah.
To be able to stay alive at bricks in the face of Kismet up top at 3rd, getting the trophy down, finding the first kill, jumping in, forcing that Cloud9 defense to have to rotate back to you. Really well decided. And so, can we find any defensive success, or will this all be offense through and through?
Sib just looks
Cloud9
like he don't care about being there.
Approach. Nothing crazy here.
Like, I just want to get this
as they
over
make their
with.
way over towards A quick.
Getting aggressive on this left side of your mini-map. Hydra strikes for the first blood again. He's able to find his second back-to-back headshot. That guy has a beamer on him. As that first segment is coming in, and Hydra doesn't plan on slowing down. Already playing for a couple spawn kills, and then the player coming off the spawn wins that one-on-one gunfight to secure junk control.
Yeah, this could get nasty quick here, as Cloud9 have a really solid handle on the map. Kismet off the regen, knows he's got Harry in front of him at junk. And the Rival 9 will sing a bit of a song here if he can find the first couple of shots, but Denza coming back, able to allow a little bit of assistance for Harry to stay alive, hold on to junk. It is coming at the cost of this A zone. Second tick done, 3rd nearly also finished.
Yeah, it seems like Gentlemates have decided to wave the white flag of trying to contest over towards that A point, so they're going to have a 2-minute and 20-second hold at this B point if they want to try to extend this series. This Cloud9 tied up all in the lives department, 25 apiece. They're trying to retake over towards this junkyard area. They have multiple bodies, and Bance is going to have his hands full here.
First shot's not all that great. Kismet finding the first shutdown. Cobra knows that he needs to keep his life here at top red, trying to also help out towards bottom at the front desk. Harry cleans some space out. Denza, long route coming around the back, will force Kismet to spawn deep. Not the cleanest shots. That's not what you want to see. And somehow, some way, Sib is able to still keep the play alive a little while longer than you would expect. This allows Kismet to get back.
There you go.
Now Denza starts to lock on in, and that will put him on 2 in a row with now control at junk.
Now those spawns for Cloud9 a little bit deeper than they want to be. So you're going to try to retake over towards that junk area instantly, but Cobra's at least able to find one through the middle of the map, but Kismet and Skies again successful on that retake over towards junk. And you see the spawns from Gentlemates, they're pretty deep, and now Cloud9 are already around that B point.
And Vance may have missed his timing here. Sib spawned up at
3
barrel,
on B.
so he can just lock down this front side of Red while his teammates are already stacked
Well,
on the
3
B
can
zone.
get on B. They can
This needs to
cap
go.
this pretty
If you're
quickly.
Gentlemates, they're still trying to find players at mid-map. There's no one home. They're all in the zone. Second tick of progress being worked on. Vance stepping in.
He don't
denied
even
by
know where to
Cloud9
look.
Immediately. Nice shots from Cobra up top. Wallbang's good for the first. Looking good for the second as well. Pistol out. The trophy denies the nade and also deals some damage to Cobra, who does get shut down. Kismet still alive for Cloud9.
Now the close spawns are going to be here for Cloud9, so they're instantly going to try to reinforce with their numbers, but they don't find a single kill in the feed. Gentlemates able to stabilize on the moment, and Harry dominating again with that AR. He's able to reinforce his way back over towards his tick inside. 16 and 11 in lives remaining.
Still plenty of time on the clock, but Cloud9, like you mentioned, are running out of lives to play with. So whatever this next hit needs to be clean. Vance denied up top at fire. Cobra tracking back, trying to hold on to the middle of the map. Now he's got to watch the cross. And Denza hitting a nice timing on this pinch will combine with Cobra for 3. Just down to Kismet once again. Last one left alive, and he's going to value his life topside red.
You just got to take your time here because 30 seconds to go. You only have 1 or 2 more opportunities at this push. Need to start off with the initial fight. Trying to get a read of what the setup is looking like for Gentlemates, and Kismet gets the better of Harry, and the perfect read onto the second player. Turns into a 2-2 split, but Cloud9 are nowhere near this point.
Denza does get chased out. Bance the last one left. Over the jump wall comes the Gentlemates defense. Bance finds a lot of damage, but no kills, but that doesn't make a difference because Cobra follows up after that, and the team shots with Harry are good to clean the front. One more to grab. Skies trying to find a way to stop the clock. Not going to happen, and Gentlemates will take the map in 3-1 form with our first defensive round coming in round 4.
Alright, so I'm going to end the stream a little early just because physically I can't go for another 2 matches. I think there's 100 Thieves got played today as well, because they lost to FaZe and also the next game match. So I hope you guys enjoy the stream. I will be back tomorrow for day 3. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe. If you guys watched it on live stream, I appreciate all y'all that came in and checked it out. I will be back tomorrow, so hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys tomorrow.
Still somehow gets 2, pushes forward.